Now I know it's still late. You're looking at me lame, and I can't wait to see the light. One day saw me off for night.
But it's FOMC. You shouldn't over leverage or over trade.
You know I can't even hear you.
Cap.
I can't even hear you.
That us?
I gotta cut to the chase. Everyone give me some space. Don't fall out, we fall into place. Every step walking with grace, amen. Keeping my foot off the brakes. Impact, I'm ready to brace. We fall down and land on our face. Just to get up and finally escape. Wait, boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. They live through the story they made, okay? Boom, boom. Baby, I'm trying to get paid. Legends don't die in a grave. Hey, legends don't die anyway. I was working on a play today. Body bags covered away. I paved, zipped up like a bathing ape. How many of us then came and stayed? Not too many. I've been staying awake to get it and get right on every mistake. I give them a bite, they taking a plate. It's all been a feeling that I couldn't shake.
On stage. What is up, socials? What is up, Discord? How you guys doing today? We have a special guest for y'all.
It's true.
We're echoing.
Are we? No. Wait, check your gain.
No, like I hear myself on you. On your mic.
How about now?
Testing. No, it's because he was changing the decibels, Rams. I think you're good now. What did you set it to? 60?
No.
40?
Yeah, like 40.
Okay, I'm going to set mine to 40.
Yeah, I'll do like 42. All right, there we go. What's up, everybody? Let's print. Grandpa, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Also, today is FOMC. Now, someone in chat, what does that mean for trading? I got to see some answers. What does it mean?
Full port. FOMC, full porting the FOMC. We're full porting the FOMC. FOMC.
You know, I don't think that's what we're supposed to do. I'm not
Look,
gonna lie.
literally everyone's saying, let's print full port. Light size, grandpa. That would be the smart thing to do. And someone who is a grandpa, I would actually recommend, trading light. But someone like me who's a DJ, we're gonna full port.
So I hate this like new Discord bug. It shows the mics lighting up even though we're not speaking, which is lit because that means I can't tell what's going on. But if there's any echo that's like bad, let us know. So FOMC, we go for 5 minis instead of 5 micros.
Rams, I have a question. Is this light brighter than usual? I feel like I'm getting blinded by this bitch. If you don't mind, can you?
Take out a loan and overextend? Ooh. Now that's some financial advice I can get behind. I'm just kidding. The
So
only person who
take
was right
me
was
on
Toasty.
the door now. I know it's getting late. Baby,
Yo.
won't you say it's 50% off what's trade day if you're a new user? So that is, guys, if you guys are a new user and you guys have never tried out trade day, it is 50% off for all new users. So if you guys were wondering, you're like, yo, this guy said it's kind of like TPT except with end of day drawdown. Go try them out or go look them up.
True.
We're telling you guys what we like as props.
The rules
Do
are
your
actually
own
banger.
research.
The
Do your own
rules are
research
banger.
too.
No consistency. You can get up to is it 5 accounts or
Unfunded.
6?
Be a
Yeah.
little bit more specific.
No consistency on fundeds. You can get, is it 6 accounts on trade day? Or is it 5?
I believe it's 6.
I'm sure it's 6. 6 fundeds, no consistency. The rules are actually really fire. Honestly, trade day is high key underrated. So if you've never tried it, now would be the chance. Because if you use code PHUB, 50% off, which is kind of crazy. Cash is the real VGen. Will y'all come back on stream at 2 p.m.?
I am on not 1 hour, not 2 hours, not even 4 hours. I am on 0 hours of sleep. At 2 p.m., my ass will be He's probably still here and recording a long form content, which is unfortunate, but we do it for you guys.
You hear that, chat? Ace got literally 0 sleep. Huh. Huh. What's new? What is new? Sundowning? What that mean?
You know what it is though? Usually, like when I say like I got 0 sleep, at least I'm like resting in bed. I was so restless that I'm like, I just got to get out of bed. And so I was just doing chores the whole time.
Oh, like you weren't even in bed.
No.
Damn. So Ace getting a good night's sleep is basically him lying down in a bed awake. And when he doesn't get a good night's sleep, he just wasn't even in bed. That's pretty interesting. NQ made a huge pump overnight. Isn't that nuts? We
Yo, I
finally
am
broke out.
burning.
I'm pretty
Doctor, can you
cool.
feel me? Doctor, quick. Like, actually. Tell me that's not burning. Tell me that's not hot as fuck.
Why are you like actually on fire?
No, like legit.
That's
I'm
hot.
burning.
That's hot.
Holy shit.
Sorry, do I gotta back up? Am I too sexy?
Go ahead, just feel this. No, like actually. Like just feel my neck. Oh.
Production went, oh.
I'm actually unwell. No, that's fine.
Only 3 active funded at a time on trade day. Is that true? Mike? Is that true? Say, yeah, I'm feeling super sick. Everyone come touch me.
You guys see how easy it is for them to touch me though? I just have to say touch me and they come running. I'm feeling sick because they didn't want to play Prophub with me today.
No, we have no time to play P-Hub.
I don't even know what that is.
That makes sense, Mike. Yeti, if you're talking about the trading view chart, that should be like pristinely high quality. And if it's not, then that's like an internet thing on your side. For sure. Bunch of news today, yeah. FOMC. Be careful. I'm actually curious what's gonna happen at news after we had this massive pump. Also, for the chart before open, this is looking short to me. Cannot lie. How low can we go? Bare minimum 230 test. Then I'd want to see like around 200 to 210.
Bunch of news today. You know what they say about news, right?
What do they say?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Oh, it was a question.
That was a question.
Yo, you know what's crazy, chat? There was an earthquake last night. I didn't feel it, but Ace did. He messaged me and he was like, yo, did you guys feel that? I was like, what? No. And he said, yo, my entire house was shaking. There was an earthquake. And then I go on Twitter and I just see a bunch of people saying, yo, you feel that? Did you feel that? That was crazy. Oh, not available felt it. I didn't feel it. Which is weird. Maybe I was just too locked in on my computer. I had my headphones on and shit. I didn't feel nothing. Pretty crazy.
Are you splitting one arms? Huh.
Anyone Tradeovate chart lagging?
It's fine. Take it.
I don't know. Let me see.
I am not on Tradeovate today.
Yo, look at this.
What?
My Tradeovate right now, there's just a candle stuck at 45.50. Hold on, let me refresh.
You know what they say when Tradeovate is cooked, right?
Oh, this is super cooked. Look at this. Do you see this? Use your goggles.
I actually did forget I'm off my rocker today.
Off my rocker. Oi. Frozen for me. It's fine for me. I'm using Tradeovate with Tradeify. Same. Tradeovate is cooked. Damn. Am I going to be forced to be financially responsible and not trade on FOMC?
You know what that means? We can't film the long form again.
No, it should I hope it gets fixed. No, I'm not. We can't push that another day. It's been so annoying. Like, we've been ready to do that for days. Good morning, Oscar.
We move full port for Friday. Yeah, but why are we here on FOMC then with a special guest?
It's true. It is true. Yeah, my trade of it's cooked. It's just not updating. Well, that's interesting.
You just gotta connect to Tradebate, TradeSyncer to copy it.
Yeah, no thanks. You know what's funny? Every time I refresh my Tradevate, my candle, like, it shows the right candle, but the line is wrong, and it also doesn't move. Mine's working. All right, so like half the people say it's
I have an
not
idea.
working.
I have an idea. Execute a trade.
Huh. I think not. Wait, Euro, are you using it with TradingView or just on Tradevate? Oh, I don't execute trades in Tradevate.
Do you use TradeSync or Replicanto, Euro?
I browser TopStep X. So you're using Project X. Or am I misunderstanding?
I feel like I must be misunderstanding too. Anyways,
there is market
there
open.
is market open, guys.
Damn.
Jinx, you owe me a kiss.
Well, I am just gonna sit on hands right now since my trade of it is
Wish you
cooked.
would sit
Ooh,
on me. Whoa!
Somebody requested to speak. I wonder who that is.
Bring your ass up right now, big boy.
What is good?
What is up? Hold on, let me figure this out real quick. Where's my camera?
Tanner, I have a question for you. Did you want to share screen today, or do you want me to keep mine up for today's session?
You can keep yours up. That's fine. I don't care. Mine's just gonna be a blown account anyways, so I'm just kidding.
Whoa!
Everybody, welcome Tanner or the Strong Trader in the chat.
What's good,
Today
P
is
Hub?
FOMC. What's up? What's up? You know, I was actually excited to trade today, but my trade of it is deciding to just not work at all. So I guess I'm just chilling here now.
I heard about that. This is gonna be the one rare time where I still haven't migrated over from Project X on with Top One, so maybe that'll
You're good.
benefit me today.
You got the actual nice clean UI.
Yeah. I know, dude. Tradevate, like, it's Lawrence always says it feels like you're trading like in an old casino.
Yeah.
Like it feels very
Mhm.
casino-y, is what he always says. I'm like, yeah, that's a good analogy. So
Honestly, I'm surprised they haven't like updated the UI, especially knowing that basically all props are only going to be on Tradevate now, except for Top Step.
I know.
Like,
you
how
would think-
have they not matched Project X at least a little bit on like UI and ease of use?
Yeah, I agree. Something like, come on.
Like, at least let me see my, my profits and my SL
Yeah.
like on chart. Like, and why do I
Yeah.
have to manually change contracts? I don't understand.
Yeah, I know. Literally. What are you guys watching for today? Obviously, pre-announcement.
I gave my levels out to premium today, so I'm just going to pull that up for everyone on stream. It's FOMC, so I really don't care. But essentially, we did have a massive overnight push, plus it is FOMC today. I literally wrote anything could happen. We are in a massive supply zone. So if you guys go on the higher time frames, literally the only thing above these levels on the higher time frames are just wicks when we're dealing with NQ. So from there, if we are looking for upper targets, I did say our Globex high, obviously. So you want to be taking your London high in particular. You have a fib extension, which is based off of shorter term levels. So we are dealing with a swing low that goes from, let me grab that for y'all. That comes all the way from basically 25K is the start of that move to your swing high of 26,107. And that extension brings us to 26,362.5. From there, we have 26,500, which is going to be a CE of your upper supply. And then from there, you have your all-time highs. All the levels below is going to be 26K 230, 26,190, 26,120, because we do have a lot of levels to the downside. That could support price up, but I am more favorable to the downside in terms of a longer term outlook. Obviously, intraday, we're just going to take the chart as it is. How about you, Tanner? What are you looking at for today?
So one of my main watches today is actually RTY. So I do trade, like I trade all four of the indices specifically. It kind of just depends on the daily setup and what I like the most. NQ, kind of like you said, like we're sitting in like that massive, basically just resistance zone, whole 26K area, near all-time highs. So I don't have like a lot up there that I really want to work with. RTY has just been on a heater. It's in like a multi-year breakout where it's just strong. So kind of any pullbacks initially I'm looking for. I use basically three things. I use key levels, which I get just basically off the daily charts, 4-hour charts. I use VWAP a lot, and I use near-term volume point of control. Those are like the three main setups in my playbook. That's pretty much it. So with RTY being super strong, it actually has its near-term VPOC sitting at 2675. So we just rejected pretty hard here off the open.
Just to clarify, you really do like to utilize the Virgin.
Yes, I do.
The Virgin persons of colors.
Yes, exactly. Yes, okay. I do. I really do.
Just clarifying.
Yep. So
RTY,
that's kind of what I'm focused on. So if we can get that pullback into that area, 2675, I'm going to look to position myself for longs down there. As a rule of thumb, I kind of like to sit out the first 20 minutes most of the time. I mean, I'm trading with you guys. So I'm surprised I'm already not like full porting something, but generally speaking, if I'm in a good headspace and good state of mind and being smart and not a retard, I will definitely just like wait 20 minutes and do my thing. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm kind of focused on today. I just don't really like NQ. Like we're pulling back. I have a level. I'll see how we react around 26, 118 if we get down there. But for now, that's pretty much all I'm really watching. I do like YM. Like I've been stalking this YM dude, the Dow. I know it's the boomer, the boomer machine, but I've been stalking this thing to break out to 50K. So we're getting close to there. I'm hoping FOMC is kind of like the ignition on it today. I do have some calls that I'm sitting on that expire next week to see if we can get that move. So if that's the case, that's going to be beautiful. If not, I'm probably going to lose like 7 or 8 grand, which is not going to be fun, but part of it. So
part of the process.
Part of the process, exactly.
Oh, what a smack.
JJ,
So,
I've never actually met you and said what up. So this is a good time to officially meet you, I guess I could say.
Yeah, this is a good first meetup
at
Prophub.
Yep.
On FOMC. It couldn't be better.
Yep.
okay, I do have a major level here, guys. If you guys trade any gap rules with consequent encroachment, 50% rule, we are dealing with, if you grab our close to our swing high of Globex, that literally brings us to right there where that wick laid. And that brings us essentially to 26,212. Where we could see that massive reaction. So this is where I'm really going to dictate what I want to do. If we can reclaim 230, which is that pivot point dragged all across, our 50% of that move, that's our 230. And then the bottom of the range is our 26,192. So if we're under 192, going to take the shorts. If we're back above and reclaimed 230, I will look for the longs. But just for extra confirmation, especially since it is FOMC, going to wait for that 250 psych level as well. So give them a little rundown about yourself, Tanner. What do you like to do? Who are you? How long have you been doing this for? Have you injected some gains inside of the market as well? Is trend running through the props, or what's going on?
Dude, D all the above, bro. D all the above. Yeah. My name is Tanner, aka the Strong Trader, as some people know me on Instagram. I'm a competitive powerlifter and a full-time trader. I've been trading full-time for 6 years. I've been competing in powerlifting for almost 10 years. So that's kind of how I built like the brand. Just, I don't know, a few years ago when I was, kind of initially making my brand in the trading space, I was like, what do I call myself? And I was like, well, I'm decently strong for competing in powerlifting. I was like, and I trade, so the strong trader is basically kind of how I came up with that. And I really kind of just try to focus on like the process. And basically, when I say that, I know it's like a big buzzword, but the whole idea is like I'm focusing on day to day, just like doing the little small things that count, which ultimately lead to the outcome of payouts, profits, all that type of stuff. So in powerlifting, I know Ace, you're familiar with it and stuff. For everyone out there, like you're not maxing out every day, like going crazy ham, like squatting.
Oh, okay. You said I know a little bit about it. Speak for yourself. I treat it just like the market. My CNS is fried, brother.
I bet. So yeah, pretty much every day, like I'm following like some sort of program or structure. It's like I don't care how I feel that day. It's like, what does the program say to do? It's like follow it. It's like even if I want to go balls to the wall and like I want to max out a single today, it's like no, it says you got to do 3 sets of 5 at 80%. So it's like, okay, well, I'll just follow that. So similar, obviously trading's a little bit different because it depends on the setup and market conditions and all that type of stuff. That's where creating a plan comes in, right? Like create a plan in the morning. FOMC day is a great example of this, right? Like more than likely probably shouldn't come out the gate guns blazing. We know around, when the announcement comes at 2 p.m., 2:30, volatility is going to be crazy. Maybe either risk off then or risk on, depending on like your, who you are and how you deal with those situations, but being alert and aware of it. So it's like, again, that's kind of really, relating all that to the process. And yeah, that's how I've kind of built the brand. Other than that, I trade options as well. And, yeah, it's been a wild ride, 6 years, and last year was like my breakout year where I'm like, oh shit, I'm making like real money now, like real money. Let's do it. So that's been a cool feeling.
So when you came from, because you came from powerlifting and from that had like plans to follow and programs, was it easier in the beginning of trading where like you started with, I'm just gonna have this process in the system and I'm gonna follow it, whereas like most people kind of just go in and are like, I'm just gonna buy and sell and I'm just trying to make as much money as I can. Was that easier for you to carry over?
A little bit, yes and no, because I'm naturally more an aggressive trader, I would say. That's like the hardest thing for me is like sometimes, like honestly, my hit rate is much lower, but my R multiple is high. Like I'm holding trades for like, God, like 3R, 4R, 5R, but like literally my hit rate is around like 40-45%. So like literally it's under 50%, but my R multiple on average is 3. So it's like I'm making up for it there. And like I always tell everyone, it's like it's usually one of two ways. You either have a high hit rate and a lower R multiple, which is fine, or vice versa. You have a lower hit rate and a higher R multiple. If you do the opposite like me, you just have to be able to stomach a lot of those paper cuts and being wrong and like being like, okay, like that first attempt was wrong. That second attempt was wrong, like whatever it is. So that's really what it comes down to with understanding that. So for me, yeah, the carryover I'd say was more just like, like it was just like, okay, like how do I create these processes basically where like, okay, like I feel myself going on tilt. How do I kind of get out of it? How do I, or even just knowing yourself in general and being like, dude, I'm a DGen, like use the daily loss limit and have it lock you out. Like that's the only way to like kind of prevent it.
Yeah.
And just stick with that and knowing yourself again with that. I think that's a big part of it too, because too many people are like, oh my gosh, I can just never fix this. I'm never going to make it. It's like, well, maybe you just know that demon lives inside you. How do we just alter things to, adjust accordingly based on that? So that's kind of how I look at a lot of that stuff.
A lot of people underestimate how much personality gets involved with trading. Like that's why the same strategy can't work for a lot of people. Because like for you, if you're comfortable going heavy and holding out trades, but someone else's personality is like they're shaky and they're not confident and they're like tripping out, like no, I just want to sell. Like that strategy is just not going to work for them, which is fine because not everyone's going to have that same mental process that is going to work for them.
Yep. Exactly. It's kind of how I look at it. It's just like you have to know yourself, dude. That's what it really comes down to. It's trading is so individualistic. And it's like that's I'll compare it to I'll make a powerlifting analogy. It's like just depends how you're built, right? Anatomically. It's like some people have longer femurs, some people have shorter femurs, longer arms, like whatever it is. So based on that, like your squat form should not look the same as someone who's built different than you. It's like it's not one size fits all, but it's about learning yourself and like how to adapt with that. And like that's truly, I think, what makes anyone a good trader. Just being able to like be like, oh, I'm really bad at this. That's cool. Or like I'm really good at this, so I'm just going to amplify it. That's even better, right?
Yeah.
So
That is 30 points, guys, off of that level from 50. I know that they were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt, but you guys can see my Project X and my Trade of 8 where I did put the R to R. So that is 30 right there and equal highs for our opening session. Approaching our 15-minute now, so you guys will get your orb if you guys are orb traders. But that would be first target, and then right above that, sitting at 26,295 to 315, you do have your average daily range high. So I would just watch out here. If anything, taking the secure is fine. Again, I'm not your pop. I don't offer financial advice. Do whatever the heck you got to do. But there is that push, guys, all the way to ADR high and popped back down. And there's my secure closing off that trade for positive 500 to start off the session. Tanner, fun fact. So when I first joined Top One, I always do this thing where I like to have like a little discreet, intrinsic, like competition with someone. And you were my person because we had such similar personalities. Not only that, I saw that you were the number to beat. So Top One, if you guys didn't know, guys, they do offer lifetime certificates. And so I saw Tanner's, right? I was fresh to the group. Tanner's been around since they initiated. And I saw Tanner at like, at the time, 30K. I was like, I got to beat this. I got to beat this guy. As soon as I stepped in the ring, and I'm like, I just got to beat this guy. And so literally, I don't know if you've noticed, Tanner, but we've been neck and neck the whole time. But I don't say anything because it's just intrinsic. Like, I actually don't care for the competition. It doesn't mean shit. But I just like to strive toward a goal, right? And the goal for me is basically like, how can I compare myself to someone who is successful in the space? So this is why I wanted to have you up as one of our first guests here at Prophub, is because other than Clay, which obviously is the CEO, you were just the perfect representation of who I actually believe is a good trader, is a real person. And what we preach here at Prophub is just transparency. And I have seen nothing but transparency from your stories. Like, you literally go, blew my account today. Oh, popped my pre-live. Okay, now I'm back on the expresses. Okay, now I got, I popped those, but now I got my payout from Lucid. I get my payouts from Take Profit. Like, you're just a beast overall.
Thanks, bro. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I mean, definitely, I feel like, I don't know, when you came in the group as well, I don't know, I knew like you were like kind of into lifting and stuff, and just, I don't know, it's an energy thing, dude. It's like when you, like, I don't know, meet someone or hop on a sales call with someone or something, it's just like right away you could tell like, oh, I fuck with this person, or I don't. So that's why I'm excited to go to Colombia and get fucked up with you. I think we'll have a fun time.
Yeah, for real.
We'll have a good time.
You know, that's the first time we're announcing that to the group.
Oh shit.
Boom,
Sorry if I ruined it.
Now you know what's going on.
No. We teased it like all week, saying like we're going on this trip, and we knew, well, Clay was supposed to come on Monday, but unfortunately had like a stomach bug. So he was gonna announce it for us, but I'm glad you were here now.
Okay, well, there we go. Yeah. Side note, I got long YM, really good entry actually. Let's see if we hold up here. 49,162. My stop's at 49,136. So nice and tight stop, but I'm shooting for back through high a day and more. Let's see if we can get some follow through here. So
guys, all I want to say is look at that execution on NQ. Could not have called out that trade any better. Literally from bottom tick, waited for a little bit more confirmation, so gave up 30 points there, waited for the full confirmation, still grabbed our 40, because again, it's not about grabbing the whole pie, it's to get a piece of the pie every single time and letting that compound.
Yeah, that was beauty. I wish I could take it, but my trade of it is just hooked. But that's okay.
Also, if you guys, are they still, is their site still down?
Let me check. It was literally working before, and then it said, hold on. Is it good? Oh, still maintenance.
No.
Which is fine.
Top One is still under maintenance, guys, but if you guys were struggling to purchase accounts, all you have to do is either open up an incognito tab or clear your cache, and sometimes that works. What? No, I said it's not up right now. Production, listen. Gosh. Strong Trader, do you wanna take over for this guy's job?
I'm in. Oh my god.
Ben, are you gonna be trading in Colombia?
I mean, whatever we're kind of fucking around with, but like nothing crazy. Like, and I don't know. I say that now. Who knows? Maybe I'll do some zero DTE plays on some options. Like,
That'd be
Well,
fun.
like before I get on the
What day are
plane.
you flying in?
Dude, so I have a crazy amount of travel coming up. So I'm going to Traders for a Cause, which is like a big trading expo
Yeah.
convention. That is in Miami the weekend of the 27th, like literally right before we go through, basically through Sunday. And then I live in California, so I'm like, dude, I'm not going to fly 5 hours back home and then fly back to Colombia on Wednesday. So I'm staying in
Right.
Miami. Staying in Miami until Wednesday, and then I think I fly in on Wednesday, like in the morning or something like that.
Okay. So with the rest of the squad.
Yeah, with everyone else. So
Nice.
yeah, so we go.
Sick. Oh man. Okay, continuing with the questions. What would you say is the trading equivalent to ego lifting? I have my answer. I want to see if you have the same.
I guess just like full porting, right? Like,
Yeah.
I would say full porting, or just like too much of a bias where you're like, no, this has to do this. Like, this has to go up. This has to do this here. That for me is always like marrying the bias, I guess you could say. That's the worst, bro.
Yeah.
That would be the same thing as ego lifting, because it's like the market's giving you feedback, you're wrong. It's like, okay, then sit back for a second until it's telling you that you're right? It's like right now I got such a good entry on this YM, but it's starting to reject pretty gnarly, and it might take me out. Like, and if it does, okay, I'm gonna have to sit back and be like, am I wrong? Like, am I incorrect right now? It could be, but
I don't know. I feel like you've never been wrong in your life.
well, I just got taken out and stopped out, so I'm wrong. As he said that, literally just stopped me out.
Well, shit.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
It's true, though.
So
Marrying any trade is just purely ego. Like that's the only reason that you would marry something like that.
Yep.
Because it makes no sense to. It's based off
Mhm.
nothing.
Yep.
I
Except
say
with-
this to every single like guest that I have over or any stream that I go on, and people are so sick and tired of hearing it, but it means so much to me because I've been saying it now for 10 years. And I preach, this is my Bible. And you heard me probably say it on either Austin's stream or any reels that created, but it's called the overs, which leads obviously if you're doing anything overly, then it's obviously ego, but it's over trading, overconfidence, over leveraging, over analysis. So literally all of those are going to relate to ego lifting in that kind of context.
Yeah, 100%. The over thing. I remember you saying that absolutely, and it's just like we have to get out of our own way, dude. Like trading is so much of just like a mirror being held up to you. Again, it's just so individualistic, and this is what's interesting is like I've mentored probably like over 100 people now, like through my coaching business. So quick plug and shout out Strong Trading Coaching, one-on-one coaching. Hit my website, check it out. I've mentored a good amount of people with it, and honestly, it's so crazy because everyone has similar yet different like things that they deal with and struggle with. And so that's where I just have learned also it's so individualistic. Do you think everyone deals with tilt? Everyone deals with, sizing issues. Everyone deals with, not being able to take their stops and stuff like that. And then you start to learn, you're like, no, there's like people are unique, dude. Like I've had clients that are just like afraid to put on trades, and I've had other ones that are like madman and just like clicking the button all fucking day. And so again, I'm like, that's really interesting. Like everyone has their own little thing that they struggle with, and just I don't know, by nature, some people are better at other things than others. So it's like, well, just lean into what you're good at, and then like I say, it's like recognize what you suck at and just own it, and just be like, dude, I'm not good at this, and that's okay. Like that's okay. That can happen. I want to try this one more time. YM. See if we can get this going.
Going for another long again?
Yeah, I mean, like we're flirting with this volume point of control level, and we just overshot it and then reclaimed it now. So it's like that's my idea. Is like I want to see this hold above 49,150. We just rejected 49,150. But again, for me, it's about risk because it's like if I have tighter risk at the bottom, I could be wrong again here and still be like, okay, well, I'm not like crushed on the day. Like I still could have like a couple more attempts. So that's why I'm pretty big about getting in at these extremes. Everyone always says that, like, dude, you get in on these extreme areas. And I'm like, yeah, I know, because like I just want to have the smallest risk possible. And if I am right, like again, it's going to be like a 4R trade or something ridiculous.
You're gonna be very right.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So you talking about having a high multiple, but I know that obviously we're both close with Austin, who preaches that it's okay having a negative R. What's your hot take?
I fucking hate him. I'm
Clip
always
that
telling
stream.
like I just always troll him for it. Like, dude, again, it works for him, bro. So it's like I'm not gonna give him too much shit for it and too much like flack, but like I'm just it can work. Like honestly, a majority of my Asia payouts that I've taken have been literally trading with a negative R multiple. So it's like it's just about knowing again like what works and what doesn't for like specific areas and zones. And I guess like timing with things as well, because like for me, like I have two complete different, like basically business models for trading New York versus Asia. So it's like I trade New York with like this higher R multiple, catch those bigger moves. But Asia, like I'm trading with size, I'm trading with, much lower R multiples. And I'm just looking to basically kind of like even just stack like a green number and be like, okay, like get out. Like that's just how I personally trade it. So yeah, Austin's take on that. I'm like, it's just not my cup of tea for sure. But again, it's like to each their own. I just love trolling him for it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Wait, I have a question. So since you've coached so many people, is there
Mhm.
like one similarity between everyone that you've seen, or is it always like some people are similar, some are different, or is there just like one thing where you're like, basically everyone I've coached has that one thing that like I'm expecting?
Um, it's really individualistic. I mean, there's a majority of stuff that's pretty standard where I'm like, okay, like, everyone deals with, I'd say everyone deals with tilt for sure. Like everyone experiences the emotion of tilt. Like that's inevitable. It's going to happen, but it all depends how you respond to it because like tilt is literally just a frustration feeling pretty much. That's all it comes down to. And, I always say it's like when you enter tilt, like you're just entering fight or flight. And so basically when that happens, like your body is just perceiving the situation that you're currently in or going through as like a threat. And it's like it doesn't mean it's a threat necessarily. It just like but our brains like perceive it like that. So again, like what are ways to potentially counteract that for whoever it is? It's like again, some people are so good at being like, yeah, I was really afraid of losing the account, so I instantly just got out of there and like stopped. And I'm like, wow. And I'm the opposite where I'm like, dude, I need to be right. Like, frustrated, but I know that about myself. So I'm like, okay, well, so I don't do that and spend a shit ton of money on props and, whatever it is. I'm like, set the daily loss limit, use a lockout feature. That's like one thing, like, I'm glad the lockout's coming to Tradeovate. So it's like, that's going to benefit me personally and just a lot of traders in general. Because if you know yourself and you use it, like, dude, it's not this. Some people always like, I've heard other people also say, like, oh, like, that's a crutch. You shouldn't do that. It's like, no, it's like when you're entering fight or flight and your nervous system is all like fucking going crazy, it's not a crutch. It's like literally being smart and surviving. So it's like, who
Yeah.
cares, bro? It's like there's no again. That'd be an ego thing, in my opinion. If you're like, oh, that's a crutch, you do
Yeah,
like
talking shit about locking out, that's definitely an ego thing. Like,
yeah. Some people
I'm
do. I've seen
I'm
that on
so
Twitter,
mentally
bro. I've
strong, I
literally
don't
seen
need
that
to
shit.
lock out.
Yeah, I've seen that shit on Twitter, and I'm like, okay, like, yeah, okay. You're so alpha because you don't lock out. Congratulations, cool, bro. Like,
It's funny because I got called out in our premium. There was one day where I'm like, I'm honestly going to lock myself out of Globex before it even opens,
Smart.
just to save myself from myself. And
Yeah.
people are like, "You're so shit. What are you doing? What do you mean save yourself from yourself?" Like, bro, I know myself, and today's a day where I know I want a full port, so I'm
Yeah.
going to save my accounts and
Yeah.
just not do it.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, dude, at all. Again, it's just like fucking just know yourself, dude. It's
You know what else I was also like really known for was unattaching the copy trader on Project X so that you can keep trading the other accounts that are
oh
linked.
my god, I used to do that
So
too.
I would personally because I know I would do that. I'm like I have to lock out on every single account. That way I have absolutely no option.
Yeah.
And then as soon as New York would open again, my ass would forget to copy trade and I'm only on one account.
Yep. Yep. Oh my god, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh
We're
man.
coming into that level here on RTY. I really like. I might get involved like on another account or something like that because I really like this down here. I might grab some options. Honestly,
Are you looking for a continuation on RTY or?
No, I'm looking for a
Are you-
bounce. Looking for a bounce in this area, and I'm honestly want to hold it through FOMC. I know it's risky, but RTY has just been so strong, so it's like the main one I'm like really interested in.
Very fair.
Yeah. I also have
Very
this Baba
fair.
swing open. I'm trying to have my first 6-figure trade, bro. Like I have this Alibaba swing open and it's been ripping. I'm just trying to have the balls now to hold it. I was up 65K on it at one point. So it's like it's getting there. And they have earnings in like a month. So I'm like, fuck, dude, is this gonna be it? I'm all like
Is that gonna be the one?
it might be the one. It might be the one, dude. My first 6-figure trade, which will be like
Pay for
really,
that
really
new car,
exciting.
which congrats by the way. That thing is sexy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Massive
Ace looked at
congrats.
me. Ace looked at me and he was like, "Yo, guess what?" I was like, "What?" He said, "Tanner got your car," and I was like, Let me
Oh,
see
you
it."
want the G80?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's a
sexy.
pretty awesome car. Like I'm still in that shock mode where I get into it and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? This is mine. Like it's kind of crazy. So
Perfect sideways morning, guys, for this NQ right now. Literally going from the top of my range to the bottom of the range that we called out. Not taking any of these inside range trades. I'm not a big fan of it. I know that's how I got my biggest day, and I always talk about that on stream, is like trying to find a big enough range and then just trading within it, especially if you are dealing with an accumulation area. But in this case, especially on FOMC and we're already up 500, just trading light, not really taking as big of a risk now. But going back to what you said, Tanner, about like the R multiple and Zach and Austin, and I feel like it really works for them because they're very risk off going in with 2-3 micros. Whereas like me and you, when we see an opportunity, we want to leverage inside of that opportunity to make those thousands. And I feel like that's done really well for us because obviously look at our numbers. But on the other end of the spectrum, it also works for them because on the compounding side, they're catching up to us real quick.
yeah, I mean, again, it can go either way, bro. It really kind of just comes down to like, who you are. And I think,
Exactly.
one thing I have learned for sure from like some of the big dogs in the space is like when you see your setup and it's like really clear, like, dude, it's like irresponsible not to put all your money into it. Like, it's your edge, bro. It's like, why wouldn't
Yeah.
you want to fucking extract it and like utilize it? That's how I look at it. I'm like, it's literally there to, it's there. So it's like you see it and you swing the bat. That's how I am with that type of stuff. And bro, literally on fucking last week, I had some 0 DTE NDX calls, which for anyone that doesn't know out there, it's basically NASDAQ calls or NQ calls, whatever you want to call it. Equivalents of SPX. And I bought it on that crazy day that we ripped all, like we had an insane morning where I think it was like last Wednesday or something. We ripped like all day. And then we completely came all the way back to basically the open. And then we kind of based around the open. And then after I got some 0 DTE NDX calls there. And then from there, it was like we were just going sideways, like not really doing much. And I was like, dude, you know what? Like, I think I'm just going to cut this. I'm kind of over it. And I cut it. And literally an hour later, Trump came out with the news that, like the whatever, this is over. And, we're all good with Greenland. In those calls, dude, I would have made $600,000 in one day.
That's
and
insane.
I was like, oh my God, like I had that in my hand, like holy shit, bro. So it's one of those where, dude, it's the power options, man. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah,
Are
as soon as you
you-
said Trump came out, I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's one of those stories.
Crazy, bro.
And the thing that people don't realize, like I started off with options. I'm still a massive options person, Tanner.
Yeah.
And what people don't realize, especially when you swing the bat, is that futures will not respond to the same IV that you can get from options.
Yeah.
So you will magnify, especially with news like Trump coming out, those options will literally triple with the same underlying that it already is as soon as it grabs some volume.
Yeah,
Implied
exactly.
volatility, Toasty.
Sorry, I'm trying to get in this
No, you are so good.
Calls.
Do you enter on your phone?
Robinhood. I'm literally buying calls from Robinhood. That's why.
Fair. Oh, Trade-of-8 maintenance. It looks like there's a technical issue with Trade-of-8 integration at the moment. We are currently in touch with the broker to resolve the issue so you could get back to trading. Sorry for any inconvenience.
Yeah, I've done literally nothing.
I've done something.
Oh, I
I've
saw
done
it.
something.
I've done something.
All right, really like this on RTY. This might be my play, dude. This might be a banger today. We'll see.
I love it.
I'm gonna hold this shit through FOMC. Like,
What's your cost average here?
I bought the Friday calls on IWM, the 270 calls, 34 cents.
Nice.
I put 5K into it. So let's see how this works. If it hits, and it's gonna be a fucking banger. If it's not, it's fine. I've
Is what it is.
had a record month, dude, for payouts for me and just overall trading, I guess you can say. So it's been stellar, to say the least. Stellar.
That's fire.
Massive congrats, brother. Hence the car. Like, you deserve it at that point. You know what I mean? It's nice to also, like, yeah, we're not flashy people because I'm the same way. Like, it's not like I got like an insane car. I just got a AMG C43.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not trying to flex a Lambo or Ferrari like these other people. And I think that just goes back to just the transparency and consistency and not just doing this for the boat show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're actual traders doing this full time and showing you guys what's realistic out here.
Mhm.
Yeah, people hyper focus on the flexing like way too much. It's like, oh, you don't have a Lambo? Do you even trade?
Also, it's just financially irresponsible. Like, what are you doing with your life, bro?
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, I waited so long before I got the M3 because I was like, it just felt wrong because I literally was just like, nah, dude, like, I don't know yet. And then I started doing the numbers and the math on it, and I was like, wait a second, I can totally easily afford this, like, comfortably.
Yeah.
And then my big thing, like, honestly, I'd say my only flex that I was stoked on more than anything is my parents had like an old shitty car, and I was driving my like Honda HRV Sport, which is like a lease, and I was like, dude, I was like, how can I buy out this lease and also get my M3? So it's like I kind of waited for
that's
that moment as
awesome.
well. So I literally did that, and they were like so fucking juiced on it, dude. It just like that made me really happy. So I was like,
That's really dope.
awesome.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah.
All right, Tanner. This is the fun part of today's session. If you can, are you able to share your screen, sir,
Yes,
for your
I did.
charts?
Yeah, I
Share your
literally
charts. Give the people a little bit of sauce so that if they want to come check you out and join your trading coaching, then they could definitely choose to do so. We don't gatekeep over here. If people are going to find who they like, and you know, we can all cross paths and mesh groups, and we're completely fine with that. We know what we have to offer. I know that you have high value as well, and I would love people to actually. This is someone I trust, guys. So I'm not saying go over to those fake people who try to flex the TPT affiliation monies, who also banned me from their server. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about. They're also running free events now, literally this weekend.
All right, maybe now everyone knows who you're talking about.
Oh God, I know what you're talking about. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But hey, Chad, don't get it twisted. Tanner is a beast. We would never tell you go to this trader if that trader was ass, and we wouldn't even tell you to go if he was mid either. It's because he's actually a real trader.
I just shared, but it says your stream is still. I don't know if it's pulling up.
It's pulling up. I can see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. You guys can just see this right now.
Yep.
Yeah, your
Okay,
chart.
cool. So you can see all this going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so bigger picture. Yeah, I have quite a bit of lines on here. I'm a big line guy. Okay, so basically, I'm looking again on this bigger picture breakout, right? IWM, we're in this big. I actually look at the daily chart a lot. A lot of people don't look at the daily chart, but I'm looking at that bigger picture uptrend of like, or downtrend or wherever we are. And really, really big picture on this. This is a multi-year breakout, like I said. So basically what I'm looking at for here, and why I have so much like fixation on RTY right now, is even bigger than 5 years. Let's go 10 years. Look at this. Okay. So this was the previous all-time high back in, God, this is like late 2021. came down, did a bunch of bullshit forever, came down again, more bullshit. And then now finally we've kind of consolidated and we're holding above this zone. So to me, this is a multi-year breakout like in the making. And this is just a really strong name in general that I'm focused on. And that's why I have more just, I guess, focus, as you could say, like on RTY. This is IWM, RTY, IWM, same thing as like SPY, ES, QQQ, NQ, right? So I look at both and there's different levels on both pretty much. But again, what I was looking for specifically today, if I go back to my grid view, we are dumping through it right now. So I wanted to see this level hold, which was prior day high, and this near-term volume point of control. So if I zoom out here, this is my VPOC, what I talk about a lot. So volume point of control is simply just like where a lot of volume is being transacted in one area. So we came down to this level. We initially popped and hold. Now we're selling through. So I'm not super stoked on that. I'm going to have to obviously kind of assess that as time goes on. But I do have a little bit of time on these calls to make that decision. So I was looking for this to hold. I want this to ultimately hold, but I'm looking for this daily chart to expand back higher, like here, back up towards 270. Because like I don't think this is going to dump all the way through. It could. I could be totally just wrong, and this is a downtrend. FOMC is just going to smoke me. But that's part of it. It totally happens. But if I'm right and we go all the way back up, like, you know, I'm going to make a killing on this trade. So I'm just following my system in the sense of like, okay, VPOC is here. We've been relatively strong. I don't want to be, you know, the guy that's like first one to short this or like whatever it is. That's just personally like how I trade. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm focused on today, what I'm looking at here, and why like IWM and RTY is like one of my main watches, I guess, into FOMC. So
Dope.
yeah, it's pretty much what I
Love that. I am liking the shorts right here, guys. Gonna just trigger that for myself. And
yeah, dude, this thing is weak though, for sure. I mean, this cut through my level, unfortunately, way too aggressively, which is part of it. It's like, you know, I play the reaction, so now I'm not getting the reaction. I'm like, okay, now I gotta assess. Like, do we end up coming down back below here, sweep liquidity? Do we come all the way back down here? But again, we have FOMC, dude. Like, literally, they say one thing, and this whole thing reverses and goes all the way back up. And, you know, I'll just have to... I'm going to have to hold it through FOMC now, unfortunately. Like, but with options, that's also why I size. You understand this, Ace, is like, I size, so it's like, I don't want to say size for zero, but I size for a decent amount of loss in it where I'm totally okay with it. Like, I've done like over 25K on options this month specifically. So I'm like, okay, if I lose like 3 or 4K on this trade, you know, it's not going to be the end of the world. But if I'm right, I'll probably make 10K plus again. Like, you know, that's the idea behind it. So, but yeah, that's pretty much what I got right now.
love that.
Completely eat shit.
Guys, if there's any other person who I would say, like, guys, options, absolute beast in the game, right? Like, it was always like the topic of conversation when Discord first started off. It was always like ace, rake, ace, rake, ace, rake. Guys, throw in the strong trader into that equation now. Okay. He's also, let me please shout out his Instagram. Guys, I love our page. We just don't have enough love on it yet, right? And we're going to get there. Don't get me wrong. Like, we are killing it. But if anyone's content is just that similar, where it's even more educational, less skitty, it's going to be Tanner. So definitely make sure to check out on Instagram and across all socials, guys, The Strong Trader. And make sure to shoot a follow. Let them know Prophub sent you.
Please do. Absolutely. I always love when people DM me and they're like, "Oh, this helped or that helped," or just made someone laugh, dude. Like, you know, you guys do the skits, bro. It's like, my favorite part about making content is when you create something and then you laugh at it yourself when you're editing it. That's like my favorite fucking thing, bro. I'm like, oh, this is gonna hit. This is gonna slap.
You know, it's so funny when you think it's gonna slap and it just doesn't.
It just dies. Yeah, you're like,
and you're just dying of laughter by yourself with your 10 extra viewers.
Yeah, you're like, well, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, sometimes you think you made a banger. You're like, oh, this is the one. This is gonna pop, and then it does nothing. And then random videos will just explode, and you're like, oh, I guess that was great.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Talking head of us saying you're a retard is gonna pop off, but us putting so much value and so much love and so much time doesn't do shit.
Yep.
Oh man. Beauty. Thank you guys for following the Strong Trader. He's an absolute beast. Insane growth on Instagram, guys. Like when I first started following him, he's basically doubled from that point. He's putting on a clinic right now in terms of growth
Yeah,
on
how was that
Instagram.
growth, by the way? Like from when you were, let's say, way smaller on Instagram, when you like had that first major pop, what did that like change for you perception-wise, just of social?
Dude, honestly, I don't think I've just had consistent growth. I wasn't one of those creators that had like the insane pop. Like I have 37,000 on Instagram, like, and I see, like, I have a buddy who kind of started similar time as me and found something that works for him. He's not in the trading space, he's like in the fitness space, but like he makes these like cooking videos. And dude, his shit just is like exploded. He's almost at 300,000 followers. And like, because his videos are just ripping. And so for me, I've really just kind of had steady, consistent growth where it's like, had some reels pop off here and there, but like I've never woken up and been like, oh my God, I gained 5,000 followers last night. Like it's always been like, like 100 a day or like little like just trickling in.
Grinding.
So I've been doing content now for over 3 years. Maybe this means I need to step some shit up, maybe that's all that could mean. But like, yeah, it's like Instagram is just like a whole in creating content and growing on it. There's also a difference between like, I guess, like nurturing your audience and having them trust you versus like, yeah, you put out random videos like that, you explode, but no one knows who you are, like what you do, right?
Yep.
And so for me, that's something where I think that's helped me build like my brand and just like stuff in the space is I've just shown up every day and been super consistent on it. And, when people come to my page, they kind of know what they're going to get. And so, yeah, the growth of Instagram has not been as insane, I guess, as I would like it to be. But,
honestly, it's not a bad thing though, when you think about it. It's like, your followers are like actually your followers.
Legit.
They're there like purposefully. It's not just you had one video pop and everyone's just like, all right, follow.
Yep. Exactly.
Look at everyone. They're all posting your Instagram saying, hi, papito.
Love it.
I did enter that short, as I told you guys, that did hit that level at 212 that we brought up from this morning session. Try to claim underneath it, which would be our 50% of our Asia session in particular. And now it is popping. It is back above that 50, which is our London low. So wondering to see how it responds here. Not going to risk too much from this point. I am set to 66. So a decent amount of risk on this trade, 41 points. But I'm still trusting it. I'm okay holding it. It hasn't broken through that London low or that 50% mark that we were just talking about.
See, I love how you had a plan. You were talking about that level all morning, and then just it comes into it and you execute it.
Yeah.
Same thing with me when I tried that. I tried that RTY bounce. I tried that on my top one account, and got in on the options. And the top one account, it stopped me out, and honestly, unfortunately, hit my daily loss limit for the day. So it's like, all right, like, but at least I came into the stream and I'm like, this is what I'm looking for. This is my plan. This is what I'm following. So boom, I did that.
Exactly.
It just happened to run me over, which it can happen. I can't control like what the market does. There was a reaction. I waited for the level. I did what I was supposed to do. It's like, but the follow through,
Exactly.
I can't control it, right? It's like just like right now in the trade that you're in. It's like you're getting the pop. You have your stop in an awesome spot. If it happens to take you out, it happens to take you out. It just kind of
exactly. It's all about following the trade plan. Again, it's just like programming with trading or with actual training. Right? Yeah. If you're following the program, you know that you're eventually going to get stronger, assuming that you have a good program and whatnot. But if you're putting in the work regardless, the results will show, guys.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. Taking a win doesn't mean you did good, and taking a loss doesn't mean you did bad. It's did you follow your system? If you did, then you did good. And if you didn't, then you did bad, regardless of what the outcome was.
Yeah. Because one thing
this is where I start to shit on people. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
You're good.
This is where I absolutely shit on people, and this is where I'm going to get a little bit more passionate, is because everyone's always like, nah, man, 10K is still 10K, regardless if I full ported or not. And it's like, okay, cool. But when you popped all of those accounts and you blew 20K, then what? That didn't mean shit? Because at the end of the day, we're here to trade statistics. This is having a statistical edge at the end of the day. That's why we need to have a plan, because we need to know, based on our formula, right? Based off our trade plan, what is going to be pre-calculated for us based off our multiple, how many wins that we actually have per basis, right? So if you guys are following that plan consistently, regardless if you're taking the loss, right? If you're hitting DLL that day, completely fine. Or if you're hitting profit goal that day, completely fine. As long as you are following it consistently. Because at the end of the day, if you're not doing that, then guess what? All those people that called you a gambler, they're absolutely 100% correct. And you just have to swallow that.
Yep.
Even
You're gonna
gamblers
take
have this-
losses, dude.
What do you
It's
do?
part of it. It's like no one talks about their loss rate. Everyone only talks about their win rate. But it's like,
Yep.
dude, if you're taking the good setup, if you're taking a good setup and you're being consistent with taking how it follows through and what it does, because I know we're discretionary price action based traders, right? It's like it's up to our discretion to be like, oh, well, this was here, that's where I screwed up, and that's where like review comes in. When you do a review, it's like, yeah, maybe I could have avoided this one based on this criteria. But
Yep.
if you're literally doing what you're supposed to do by following your system, and then all of a sudden that trade comes again in the future, we're like, well, last time it took me out, but it's like it's still probabilities. If you have a setup that works 7 out of 10 times, 3 times you're gonna lose. Even if it's perfect, it's like it happens. And so it's like too many people don't think about that statistic. And then all of a sudden, oh, well, I need to change this now, or I need to abandon it. Like, that's why people strategy hop so much, is because like they have something that like goes on like a little losing streak for maybe a few trades. And all of a sudden now they're like, oh, this doesn't work. And it's like, no, it works. It's just like trading's not perfect. You're going to fucking take losses. So swallow that, stomach it, get used to it. Because if you can't, then like you shouldn't even be doing this shit. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh,
That-
work.
that's
So fucking
that's
real.
that over analysis. Like just because you lost, it doesn't mean you did something wrong.
Yeah,
Like that's not what that
Exactly.
means at all.
exactly.
Swallow that. The strong trader.
Swallow that. Put it on there. Put it in writing. Oh my
That's what we're gonna
God.
do with the Prophub wall. We're just gonna put everyone's quotes that they say on our stream. That's gonna
Swallow
be
that.
yours. Yeah.
That'll be great.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, and it
What
always has
a-
to be the most sussest things that they say.
Oh yeah.
Like
that's
also,
what
you
get on
did
the
say
wall.
you're like, oh, you could have your stop really tight. That's where I like it. And I was
Yeah,
gonna comment,
exactly.
but you were still going on. I'm like, man, I can't
He was locked
interrupt
in, he
him.
was locked in.
I always used to say, literally, when I'm over a live streaming and getting close, I'd be like, fill me, baby, fill it. Come on, fill.
Oh man, we actually have. I don't. Oh, we can't play it.
Which?
We have the voice clip, but it can only play on voice chat. We're in a stage right now, so we have a voice clip of me literally
yeah,
saying,
yeah, yeah.
"Fill me, baby, fill me, fucking pussy."
I love it, dude. I love it. Oh my God.
You got to make trading fun, man. You got to.
Oh, you got
It's
it.
such a dry job, and this is why we love having communities. Yeah, we could be doing this ourselves. You know, we had so much proof in the pudding to say that we can do this ourselves, but it's just so much more fun to do it with y'all. And then plus the fact that we do have an actual system, proof in the pudding, and all of that, it just gives us a greater reason to actually help you guys out, so that you guys don't have to go through the same mistakes we did. And then plus, there's so many bullshit furus nowadays that you don't know who to trust.
Yeah. Dude, you gotta have fun with it, bro. I mean, honestly, I'd say my trading got so much better when I stopped being like when I started meeting more people in the trading space and connecting also, it's like that's when my trading started to get really good, because it's like I'm surrounding myself by other people and not being hot-headed. I think the fucking stupidest thing is people that I'm not trying to even say this to plug mentorship, like specifically mine or anyone, any mentorship in general, right? It's like people that talk shit are like, oh, this guy sells a course, like a course, blah, blah. It's like, you're not going to learn anything unless you go pay for something and like, you know, have someone that has a track record to prove it, to learn from. It's like, so the whole like lone wolf mentality in trading, I think, is the fucking stupidest thing. It's like, no, you need more eyes. You need guidance. You need assistance. And even if it's not mentorship, or you know, you're in a Discord like this and you trade with like a team of people, and like, you know, you have like a little community or whatever, like you have some people call it a little pod, of traders that they trade with. Like, you need that. You literally need that, because otherwise it just makes you take a lot longer to become successful, or you'll second guess stuff too much, and you know, I fucking hate
You're just
I
making
hate
it
that.
harder on yourself for like no reason, on something that's already difficult to do. Like why are you gonna limit yourself like that?
Yeah, exactly. So
What is your takes on dollar cost averaging, or AKA averaging down?
Good question. Honestly, I fucking rarely ever do it again. That was actually a habit that I've gotten so good at, where I'll just take the stop, bro. I'm with options here and there, I'll average down for sure, depending, because it's like they're just different. So with futures, I got really good at like never dollar cost averaging again. I actually dollar cost up. Like I average in all the time.
Scaling in, yeah.
All
Funny,
the fucking
I was
time.
literally
That a
just
lot.
gonna follow
Yeah,
through
yeah.
with that question with
Yeah.
that, because
All the time.
that's what I preach by, is by adding into your winners when you know that it has so much room, right? Like you were saying, our multiple is high for a reason. Therefore, if it's continuing to go in that direction and our bias is correct, why not continue to swing that bat, like you say?
Exactly. That's how I look at it. And once I started doing that, like, yeah, your average moves up and your risk can open up a little bit too. But that's why you have to know your size too. So it's like what I'll do sometimes is
2 inches.
That's it.
Maximum on a hot day.
What I'll do
And
is
if you're stretching it,
I'll start
Sorry.
I'll start with the smaller size, and then I'll leave room potentially to be like, okay, this is really working. I have this much risk to work with. Like I can add 3 more micros here, or like 5 more micros here, or whatever, and then be like, okay, like now I know exactly how much I'm going to lose, but I'm pretty confident in the trade, so I'm going to let it do its thing, and if it goes against you probability wise and hits, it is what it is. But no, it's a good question.
Real quick, Tanner, did you see that GIF in chat? Somebody made a GIF of you already.
No, I haven't. Oh my god,
Did
what
you
did
see
you
it?
mention?
Go
Is it in
check it
general
out.
chat?
It's in the daily live chat.
you gotta favorite that. You gotta favorite that. That's so
Where
good.
do I even find that, dude? I'm such a noob with Discord.
It's the chat on
streaming.
the stage. So if you hover over the daily stage, or actually no, yeah, on the top right, it should say open chat on the stage.
Oh my god!
It's so good.
Are you
It's so
fucking
good.
kidding me?
It is so
Yo, I
good.
gotta take a video of this. This is fucking insane.
Oh man,
By
that
the way,
is
guys,
hilarious.
that's not AI. He actually just did that. You might have missed it.
Dude.
Yeah. When he does his cuts to meet weight for his powerlifting, he basically could step on stage as a classic physique. And to be honest, very comparable to Sebum.
Dude, stop trying to stroke me.
The glaze is heavy here.
The glaze is heavy. I love it. I love it. I haven't looked at any of this chat, so everyone in the chat, I appreciate you. Much love.
I was just gonna say, Toasty actually had a question in chat, and I'm gonna read it because
Yeah, go for it.
a lot of people have been going on for a while about it. Okay, here. May I ask how you measure and maintain a positive expectancy in your trading, and what variables contribute the most to your expectancy?
That's a good question. Honestly, I would say like for me, it's definitely about knowing what setups you have the most edge in, right? And then like when you see it, being able to swing the bat, because that's how I've like hit some of my like really, really big wins. Is like, dude, I can take little losses all day, because I've learned this from like I don't know if you guys know who Sang Lucci is, Wall Street Jesus. He's like an OG in the space, but he's been trading for like 20 plus years, dude, 25 years, and dude's had fucking multi-million-dollar years, multi-million-dollar trades. And he always says, he's like, look, he's like day to day, it's just about like little nibbles here and there and trying to stay alive. He's like, but when you really see those good setups, again, it's the whole idea is like, you got to load the boat and swing the bat. He's like, but that just takes so many years of practice to like even know what that looks like, right? And so this is where the journaling comes in, the review comes in, the documenting, it comes in, all that type of stuff. So in terms of positive expectancy, I might be swinging the bat a lot, like, like attempting pitches a lot, but I like when I really see something I like, I'm going heavy. Like let's do this Alibaba, for example, right now. Like this swing trade, I have like $40,000 in capital in the swing trade, which is like the most money I've ever personally had in a trade. Like it's kind of a lot for me. So, but I know based on the setup, I'm like, dude, this is so good. And then when it started working and I started adding into it and averaging into it. So like I end up having like, these really big wins that ultimately outweigh any small losses I have. So I would say that's the biggest thing that helps me. And other variable wise, honestly, one thing like I've been trying to work on more and think about a lot more is actually like detaching a bit and like really like trying to work on it. Cause I'm fucking bad at it, dude. I think a lot of us are bad at that. Like we trade every day. We like trading. We want to trade, right? But like you have to kind of realize when your nervous system is so riled up. I keep bringing up the nervous system stuff because it's like, you know, I compare this to powerlifting a lot. It's like when I'm getting really close to competition, like I'm beat to shit, bro. Like I'm fucking fatigued. I feel tired. You know, the test has just been going through the roof, so I'm exhausted no matter what. And so basically, I know that my CNS is all fatigued and fried. And so as you get close to competition, literally it's like a week and a half for me of like deload and taper, meaning like I reduce a lot of my fatigue. My only goal for like a week and a half is to like lift lighter, rest really well, recover really well, and then literally come into the competition in this super elevated state where I'm recovered and really strong. This just happened to me with trading where I was so burnt out in December from everything. Just was like such a gnarly year. And I was like, dude, I'm taking a full 2 weeks off. And I did that. I took a full 2 weeks off of trading at the end of the year, didn't fucking touch anything or look anything. And I was like, dude, like this is what I need. And literally this month is, I think, this has been my best month of trading ever. I've done $65,000 in payouts this month and like a little over 20 grand with options. So like for me, I'm like, holy shit, dude, look what the rest did for me, right? It really, really helped me. So I would say like stuff like realizing stuff like that and coming to conclusions like that is what helps that positive expectancy of being like, okay, it's not just about like, okay, this is a good setup here, take this, take that. It's like, what other outside life variables are impacting your performance, right? Because trading is a performance-based sport. That's how I always like to say it. And a lot of people can't admit when they need to take a break or even will take a break when they need to take a break. And I think that's what fucks a lot of people up. But again, it just like takes time to practice that and learn that. And I'm still trying to get better at that too, because I fucking suck at it sometimes where I'm just like a junkie. And I'm like, I want to train all day. So it's like, you got to practice it. So that's a really good question.
Yeah, trading burnout is real. We were actually talking about that recently, a couple of weeks ago, about how taking a break can actually be like a massive thing to up your trading. Like, especially if you've just been on it constantly and you blow an account and you buy one again that day. So you always have an account. Like sometimes just taking that 2 weeks is really good. And then also knowing when to go for that home run, like you were talking about.
Yeah. And I'd say that takes practice, dude. I want to say it's a bit hard to do with props. I would say the home run stuff. It's definitely a little bit easier with options or if you have like a bunch of fresh prop accounts, like being really good about keeping one, like, okay, if like I'm keeping a full fresh XFA. I've done this before many a times too, where like I have a full XFA, just brand new, chilling, not going to touch it. And then I see a really good opportunity, maybe overnight in Asia or something. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to risk the whole XFA because if this trade hits,
you go for it.
Yeah, if this trade hits, I'm going to make fucking 20 grand. This happened like in October of last year. I had literally it was almost 2 nights in a row. It was one night, then a break, then the next night. First night, I swung overnight 3 contracts, NQ. I really like the setup. Made 10 grand. Woke up to 10K on Top Step. I'm like, sick. The next day, didn't really do anything. Next day, I saw a similar setup, and I was like, fuck, dude, am I going to do it again? And I did it again, but now I made 20K on that swing. And so literally, but it was... For me, I was like, oh, okay, well, the setup's there. I'm going to take the risk. Because also I like to look at it like this. It's still money in, money out. And that's the thing with the prop game, which is so different. Is like, dude.
Order just got filled, by the way, for one trim. Sorry,
What's up?
Moving SL to break even.
So it's like in the prop game, too many people are like, oh, dude, I can't believe I lost $4,500. It's like, no, you didn't. You lost an XFA that cost you $189. Like, who gives a fuck, dude? It's like, you know, like you have to look at it like that, in my opinion, because I'm like, that's why I don't care about how many accounts you've blown, this or that. Like, to me, it's money in, money out. From like the pure skill of just trading itself, that's kind of why I like to look more at like option statistics and stuff like that, or just like, I don't know, anything that's just not prop accounts, because it's just not the same. It's like it's a different business model.
Yeah.
And you have to understand that and treat it like that in your brain, because if you look at it exactly the same, and I think this is a big fault with like live programs in general out there, is like, you know, honestly with most props, like I don't want to go to live. Like, it's like, I like trading the sim accounts, dude. It's like, it's because like, that's what I know I'm doing. It's a different business model. It's just totally different.
Yeah.
That's cool. But just know how to play the game. Like, you know, so.
Ooh, pivoting off of that, guys, you guys might, I can't say anything yet. It's unreleased news, but you guys might see a massive competition between me and Tanner soon.
Oh, dude, I'm low-key
If it
excited for that.
happens,
I hope
it
it
is going
happens.
to be massive.
I hope it happens. That's gonna be so
That'll
entertaining.
be a sick one.
That is going to be so dope.
Dude, you're probably
we
gonna
do
smoke
have
me in that.
equal lows right here, guys. No, man, I really do suck at intraday.
Well, honestly, I would probably do this during Asia.
So you want to know something funny? And again, this just goes to our transparency, guys. Like, I'm not trying to hide it. Like, you guys know that I was supposed to be on my pro accounts today. Swung the bat in Globex, and you guys can see my screen right here. Okay, so we reached our high of session, right? London opens up. Okay, I enter in right before London. We're talking right around 2:30, and I get in right at 3:10. And I know that if I really get into this trade, guys, I am going to absolutely print. And you guys can see where price is right now, right? From that 310, we're still talking 100 points. And it swept up, or it was going break even. It was basing. I'm completely fine. It goes all the way down. I'm adding into this because I'm like, wow, it's time to swing. And I pre-calculated how much drawdown I could have based on the level that I knew that it could potentially touch. Also, guys, this is approaching 200, which is that first main target, and it goes all the way down to 193. So that for me is a close, and we are now at 1500 for the day, and I'm closing out here. Going back to that story. Sorry, I have ADHD. I don't know what the fuck goes on half the time. But I pre-calculated based off if it was end of day, like from my entry point to the top of that level, if it were to touch and take me out, I would be completely fine with that. But because it was intraday, like when you open up the TPT and you have to get past that buffer, it swept down first, put me up like $2,000 off the rip on all my accounts, pushed all the way to that PT, but because I was already up to 2K, it literally just one ticked me out. One ticked, and then absolutely flushed. I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, I hate the intraday trailing drawdown, bro. But I'm not gonna lie, I have swung the bat with TPT Pro, and I've had multiple days of hitting. Because if you go to
tell me about it.
I've had multiple days where I make the 10K, and like I learned too off my first time doing it. If you get 10K, they move you to TPT Pro Plus, and like they keep the 4,500 and stuff. So like literally, most of the times I'll set my TP at like, my profit's like 99.80, just under it, so I can take that out. And honestly, most of the time I'll close the fucking account, dude. I'll just be like, fuck it, I'll take the 50% cut on the 4,500 initially, because still to me, I'm like, that's money in my pocket right now this second. And that's something I've gotten better at too. It's like, instead of trying to like scale a lot of these accounts, like, oh, I want to build this buffer and do this and do that, I'm like the opposite, where I'm like, no, give me the money, put it in my fucking pocket. Like, I'll just get a new account. I don't care.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Very
like with scaling accounts? I know you scaled Top Step pretty gnarly early on.
Yeah, well, I mean, when Top Step first opened up, they basically didn't have a payout cap. It was 50K, but they would push it because they wanted you to pop that account so bad. But if you're a good trader, you're not popping it. So I just kept pushing the limit that they would allow. But yeah, funny enough, a lot of people thought that I sim farmed to get onto the leaderboards. Didn't need to. I had just started futures trading again. So I started off in Apex, very, very bad introduction to futures. Was doing options forever. And so I knew the expectation coming into futures, like, hey, I'm not going to get my IV pushes like I always get, because I do love playing off of ADR. And when you're dealing with ADR, it just means that you're playing with an extension of institutional levels, meaning your IV is naturally going to push. And because I can't do that with futures, I'm already at a little bit of a disadvantage. But then I met the intraday drawdown, and oh man, my Apex accounts got swept. And then once I finally learned how to use it, got 35K. I'm like, okay, cool, time for the payout. Rejected. And I'm like, okay, I'm not touching futures no more. So it actually took me like a whole 6 months to a year to even step back into the ring with futures. And then I knew that Top Step was the leader at that time. So I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. And within like, I would say I maybe failed my first set of accounts. The second set of accounts, I was on the leaderboard.
It's crazy, bro. Yeah, you're honestly, I'm sorry I haven't listened to it yet. I just don't listen to podcasts that often. I need to listen to yours with Austin because I saw the highlights from it, and like I don't know your full story, but like I was listening to some of the highlights, and I'm like, I've seen obviously when you first came into the top one, I was like, this
Yeah.
motherfucker. Like I remember I was having the worst month, bro. I was having the worst month. I was like so shitty, and this guy every day, max payout, max payout, max payout, and I'm like, who's it? I'm like, fuck this ace dude, bro. I'm like, what the fuck? And then literally, I think we literally swapped. I think the next month I had like my best month, and then you like went on your cold streak finally, and I was like,
Yep.
oh okay, he's human.
It's because they put me onto the pre-live, and it's such
Yeah.
a different ball game when you're on that pre-live.
You can't size the same. It's
Yep.
yeah. And dude, the thing with the not pre-live, just like any live account in general that has like an initial buffer of here's your threshold. Now make above it. The hard part is like the sexy thing is the daily withdrawals. But like you daily withdraw enough, and then you have like 1 or 2 bad days, then you kind of enter that like, okay, now I got to get out of drawdown mode. And that kind of just sucks. And then all of a sudden, before you know
Remember,
it,
you were holding onto your account when it was in drawdown for a long time, and then eventually you're just like, fuck it.
Yeah, and then eventually I made that decision where I'm like, you know what? Like, because it had like an emotional tie to it. I'm like, I don't want to lose this. So I'm like taking these small little losses and this and that. And I'm like, Tanner, you're gonna make more money if you just fucking get rid of this account and then like restart the process. Like literally, so I had to make that logical decision there. We're just like, get over fucking holding this type of account or having it. It just is what it is.
So how'd you get rid of it? You just full ported? Started just going super,
it was probably like I think I had like 2K left in it or something where it was like a $15,000 live account. And then it just like dwindled and dwindled and dwindled and dwindled. And then eventually got to the point where I'm like, dude, I would have to do some serious work to grind out of this. And you only get access to so much size because it's a live account. So it's like, your margin is actually significantly going down. So you're only going to get access to like micros at this point. And I'm like, so I started doing the math on it. I'm like, this kind of fucking,
it's not even worth grinding.
It's not even worth it, dude. Yeah. So it's like, I'm cool with that. And, you just got to let go of it sometimes. So,
yep, it's very,
That's
very
a good question,
true.
but I feel like I know the answer for sure. Are you big on buying funded accounts or evaluations?
Funded accounts, straight to funded, dude. Fuck the evaluations, bro. Like, it's like, I think honestly, it's actually pretty crazy because in my mind, I treat them so differently too. Because anyone that's any like evaluations that I buy, usually there are no consistency rules for the most part. So I'm looking at those and like kind of like honestly, home run mentalities. It's kind of bad, but that's why you have straight to funded, which is just different, and it's just a straight consistency. And when I actually think about it, I've probably taken more payouts through the straight to funded accounts because the consistency rule doesn't bother me, bro. It's like, because if you can just stack and be smart with it, like that's how you take a shit and then you copy trade a bunch. Like you take a bunch of payouts like that. And it's actually the smarter thing to do. Bandwidth wise too, mentally up here, it's better. I think all of it is much better. So I'm really not a fan. That's why I haven't done the Apex 20 account challenge thing yet. Cause like I want to do it, but I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't really want to go through the fucking combine thing and like, I'm like, I don't know.
Potentially
but
get rejected.
it's like, and then with Apex, all their fucking rules, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna press one button incorrectly by accident. I'm gonna get fucked for it. I'm like, I don't want that to happen.
Guys, this session has been following our levels to the T from our taking out our London low to now hitting our Asia range low, which is also the CE or not CE, but your base low. I need to see where this is pulling from. Otherwise, I'm just talking bullshit. So let me do that for you guys. Let's head over to our daily, which you guys know, just like Tanner, we like to get our higher time frame analysis getting pulled from. It doesn't seem like it's coming from our daily, so I'm going to move lower, and it is getting pulled from our 8-hour session. So if we go on to our 8-hour, it's actually the move that brings us to our all-time high. So if this gets cracked here, we can actually expect a lot of that imbalance to get filled below. I'm done trading, so I'm not touching it, but just a little bit of insight for the rest of y'all.
Oh, I didn't know you guys did an in-person vlog at the gym.
Yo, why'd they make me
Oh my
tubby
god,
as
this
shit?
guy is the master of AI, bro.
He really is.
Oh yeah, Yeti's a goat. There's so many of us.
Dude, is that what I'm gonna look like if I take trend finally?
Have you not run Trend yet?
No, I'm afraid of it, dude. Honestly, because the mental, like, I'm like really, my whole world of this is
I
something
think
that's
Trend's not that bad.
like, dude, my whole world of anabolics is very like new, honestly. Like, I trained naturally, competed naturally for like over a decade, bro. Like, I've been lifting weights for 15 years. I didn't hop on test until literally like a year and a half ago, and I totaled 1630 naturally powerlifting. So deadlifted 700 pounds naturally, squatted 600 pounds naturally. And so it just, I finally kind of got, I'm 32 now. I was getting up there. And then as it grows as an entrepreneur and in business, like test does give you more energy and make you feel like more like just functioning. And so I was like, all right, once I hop over, like I knew, like, dude, like I'm gonna be on this shit forever. Like I know it. And so like that's why I waited so long to take it finally. Cause it's like I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna take a cycle and see how it is. I'm like, no, once I hop on test, I'm gonna be fucking on test.
That's
like
no going back.
like there's no going
I
back.
have a personal
And-
question for you, and like you don't have to answer it.
Yeah.
Do you and your girl want kids?
Yes. Absolutely.
okay.
Yeah. So, and that's the other thing too. There's a lot of fertility protocols now and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's not, dude. being
Clomid
on
works
test-
wonders too, bro.
yeah, being on test doesn't mean you can't like get your girl pregnant. Like that's a big misconception. Like most of the time
Look
it's
at Seaborn.
blasting and it's blasting and abusing steroids. And yeah, when you're on them specifically, technically your testosterone production or your sperm production is suppressed. But there's a lot of factors that influence pregnancy, dude. There's some people that are completely healthy on there, not on gear or anything, and they just can't get pregnant. Like, right? It's sometimes just luck of the draw. So, but no, we do want kids, for sure. And let me get married first. But like definitely it's something I think about because I'm like, oh, I'll probably have to run some fertility protocols in the future. But that's what's really cool now is like with biohacking in general, is there's so many like I don't know, like the future is like peptides and tests and all this type of stuff, in my opinion, honestly. It's like if you know how to do it correctly, it can be safe just like anything. And
before we get too deep into the lifting, what is your hot take on peptides?
Bro,
okay, yeah. So I think peptides actually have served like a really good purpose. I think they can be overhyped though, and a lot of it can be placebo. But they're like I've tried a few of them, nothing crazy. Like BPC 157 has been my favorite for injuries of powerlifting. It's like hands down the best for sure.
Right.
I've fucked with like what else have I fucked with? I've fucked with like some that help with like dopamine, like the Cellax, I think, or Cellnax or something. It's like a nasal spray that helps with like dopamine. I literally like hit up my guy and I was like, yo, I've been partying too hard. Like what kind of peptides can I take? And he's like, oh, I got you for this. This will help with your dopamine. So
you definitely cooked yourself with stealing your serotonin with some MDMA, didn't you?
No, actually, my terrible thing is the fucking white girl, bro. Like that's like that's my
fair.
I fucked with Molly in college and stuff like that here and there, but it was like I felt so sad for so many days that it was really hard for me to like even just recreationally did it. So I honestly didn't. The last time I did Molly was like, well, I actually did it like a year and a half ago, but that was the first time I did it. That was the first time I did it in like 8 years. Because again, I just knew it'd make me too sad. Where like I could like low key like do a little bump here and there and be fine. So it's like okay, like but no, back to the peptide thing. I think peptides definitely can serve a purpose. I think with the whole, I just don't think they're a permanent solution. I think they can be like a catalyst to maybe help people. But like what I don't like with all the GLP-1 type stuff right now is like how many people are just relying on that just to be like, oh, cool, I found this golden recipe. I'm like, you still need to move. You still need to eat good. You still need to sleep. It's not a fucking magic thing. But too many people look at shit like people just want the get rich, like, they want get rich quick schemes. They want stuff that's like just instantly going to fix everything when it's like, no, dude, it still requires other back end work. It's just like steroids, bro. Like literally steroids definitely can help, but they're not insane magic. And it's going to be noticeable if two people are on the same exact gear, but one person is sleeping and eating well and like taking care of their body and the other person isn't. Like you're going to noticeably see a huge difference. Like it's going to be very, very notable. So back to like the gear thing, I'm just like kind of easing my way into like things here and there. Like I fucked with Primo, I fucked with NPP. Like for my last meet, I took NPP and Anadrol. That was actually like my first like kind of big boy cycle, which was like
Any mass?
it was I gained 20 pounds in 10 weeks. It was sick. But like and I got really strong too. So it's like I really enjoyed that. But that was also the
Shit.
first time too where I was like, oh shit. I could see how I'm more agitated. I could see how I'm like a little bit. I'm very self-aware. So I was like, I would catch myself all the time where I'd be like so frustrated about something and be like, bro, like Tanner, this is because the gear, like chill. And like I would catch
Right.
myself. Right. And so
Like,
I'm
I'm
like,
actually
okay.
not that pissed. Like,
Yeah. So it's like, so, and I always say that too when people are like, oh, steroids give you roid rage and this and that. Yeah, they can make you more agitated, but I really think steroids just exacerbate whatever qualities you already have in you. Because I'm a pretty self aware person, like I'm able to catch myself and say stuff like that versus other people would just blame, you know, and be like, oh, well, yeah, it's because of the gear I'm like this. It's like, no, it's because you're like that and you're like this, and the gear is amplifying it, bro. Like, you know,
Yeah,
that's the
naturally
real
angry
reason. So,
Okay, you ready for this, Tanner? Before we end today's session,
yeah.
we are going to absolutely blast you with a shit ton of questions, and you're going to
Yeah.
try to answer them to the best of your abilities. And you could pass if you would like. Okay.
mhm.
Okay.
I'll go first. Size of the wave or motion of the ocean?
Ocean of the ocean.
The
Alright.
size matter.
To an extent.
I thought you said swing the bat whenever you're in a good position. Other than that, what does a perfect A+ setup look for you? Bring it back to training for everyone so that people aren't
Multiple-
leaving us.
Multiple confluences. Having multiple
that.
confluences of areas where I'm like, I remember the specific moment literally in my trading development where I was trading futures, where I was trading tons of pullback to VWAP, and like I was documenting this shit, bro, like fucking every day, like literally religiously. Where I'm actually gonna pull this up really quick because I want to show
Yep.
your squad. Like this is the real work it takes to understand like what you're good at and like what makes sense. So I'm gonna share my screen super quick here at the
Yes,
bottom.
sir. Please do.
Okay.
This is where we grab all our clips, Tanner. So make sure this is the best work you've ever done.
Literally, when I first started trading futures in 2023, because I've been trading since 2019, but it was all mainly options. I was like, all right, how can I find one setup that really, really makes sense? And for me, it was trading a lot of pullback to VWAP, like literally call it PB to VWAP. Every day, I fucking documented the easy money setup of the day, of like what it would look like, the setup, what made it great, the best entry. And as you can see here, I have a whole fucking database of doing this where like literally every day I would go in and I would document it. And like maybe I took it that day or I didn't. And I started to get fucking like detailed with this shit where like, you know, I'm like marking up the chart. I see that there's multiple confluences here. How would I have managed that? This trade right here, like I took the same trade, but I like wrote down how I would have taken it better. But I did this shit for like a whole, like basically year and a half, dude, of like just pull back to VWAP. It's all VWAP trades. But for me, this allowed me to understand what I was looking for and how to build an edge. And like this is like the process work. No one talks about this or sees this type of shit. No one, you know, I don't get any clout for this on Instagram or anything. Like, but this is like this is the work in the trenches, dude. This is the work where like literally, as you can see, I have a whole fucking like this is a whole year and a half of me doing this. It's all just VWAP, VWAP, VWAP. But I'm documenting the setup every day to be like, what does this look like? How do I want to get involved in it? What makes sense? And doing this exercise every day trains your eyes to be like, okay, this is what I need to see. This works for me. This makes sense for me, whatever it is. And this is how you build like an initial playbook of like just one specific trade. And then obviously you can expand upon it or whatever it is into the future. So doing this exercise every day was the biggest thing. So back to the confluence thing is I remember specifically I had basically a day where I was looking at all these confluences in this area. And I remember like the market was like kind of heavy and it was coming into the zone. I'm like, damn, but I got opening print there. I got VWAP and I got a key level. I'm like, that's 3 confluences. That's kind of crazy. But the market was too heavy in the moment and just discretionarily wise, I was like, oh, I don't know. It's kind of heavy there. Like, I don't think I'm going to take it. And then I watched it hold perfectly and it was the most amazing setup. And like, that was like my like light bulb kind of moment where it's like, like you're gonna lose sometimes, but like when too many of the stars are aligning, you have to swing the bat, right? So A plus wise, again, like that's what really clicked for me, where I'm like, when the stars align because you have multiple confluences, I don't care what it kind of looks like in the moment. If it's around your zone area and it's starting to get some sort of reaction, it's like you have to attempt it. Like you have to attempt it, right? And then once it proves itself, you can add into it whatever it is. So that is how I kind of drive like an A plus setup and like what it means to me.
Absolutely love that.
That was a great answer.
That was,
that was
such
That was a
an
great
incredible answer,
No,
guys.
for real. And having that database of like
Yeah.
all your past trades, because people forget that, like, yeah, if you don't journal that detailed, you'll have it in your head, like you'll remember some stuff. But having it there, like you'll forget 90% of your trades if you don't actually journal them, and you'll forget
Dude,
all the
and-
stuff you learned in the moment.
Yes, and the other thing too, I actually asked Lance when I went to Traders for a Cause like a year or two ago. I asked Lance about this on stage because he was going over Lance Brightstein, you know, great trader. He was going over like all the details behind this trade he took. It was a trade setup, and it was like breaking it down and stuff. And so I asked him about the journaling thing because like I've always been pretty good about journaling. Like it's like I just always do it because in school I was like that too. I wasn't good at tests, but I was really good at busy work. I would just always get the work done. And so I asked him, I was like, how often do you actually go back and review this? Like literally go back and review. And he goes, honestly, it's not as much like in the beginning, it's for sure super important. But as years go on, it's not so much about the review. It's more so about you're doing the action of that habit. And it's almost just re-solidifying it in your brain to create one more layer. So that way, when you do come into it in the moment, you know, you remember stuff like that. But unless you go through the action of journaling it and doing the review, you're probably going to forget. So it's like just like an extra like rep, I guess you can say, of that,
Yep.
which has really helped.
I think what's the most dope thing about that is when someone absolutely says, they're like, oh, with absolute confidence, I know I'm going to make it in the space, but they're not doing any of the actions to actually get there. You're just talking bullshit straight out of your ass. You got to talk the talk and walk the walk. That right there, guys, is showing discipline in action. He is literally taking every single one of his trades, dissecting it, seeing, oh, what can I do better? What can I work on? What didn't I do well? Right? And literally taking it to the T and looking at every single critical thing that could be either altered or kept the same. So it's not like he's changing the strategy all the time. He's seeing what is the most statistical edge for me that is always going to work all the time. And then that's how you can start to develop those A+ setups with multiple confluence, because now he knows, hey, this works for me. And now it's like, holy shit, all of these things are here that work for me. This is where I'm going to swing the fucking bat. And you only know that if you've done the fucking work. Because so many people talk that shit where they're just like, man, I'm going to make it, bro. Trust me. I have that grind mentality. I got that dog in me. I see red whenever I'm ready to fight. Like, bro, shut the up. Okay. You're probably in bed, twiddling your thumbs, scrolling on TikTok instead of actually putting in the work that's necessary.
Take the action.
Yeah.
Take the action.
I also wanted to add, journaling like that really does help detach yourself from the trading, because as you're journaling and like looking back at your trades, that's probably where you're in the best headspace and have like
100%.
basically no emotions, because you're just like looking at it. So in that moment, everything you're writing down and like detailing, having that makes it way easier to detach when you're actually on the chart, because you have all the right headspace knowledge, and because you're going through it every single day, now you have it in here. So yeah, you can maybe get emotional, feel a little frustrated, but at the end of the day, like, you know, in the right headspace how you should be thinking and what you should be looking for. And if you follow that, then you'll for sure make it in the space. I think that's the separation that is why people fail and give up, because they just don't make that step to journal, look over their trades, not be overcome by their emotions.
Dude, that's literally why I've built the strong trading coaching business. That's why I have a whole coaching business, because I realize there's this huge gap out there. I'm like, wait, this many people don't journal. This many people don't review their shit. But this many people don't even know how to review, right?
They don't
And
even
it's
have a trade plan.
yeah, like people don't have like it just baffles me, because like I literally, when I first started, I guess I got lucky with what I just discovered, but like I literally went to sleep every night watching SMB Capital videos, like on YouTube. And so they're like top tier, dude. They're the big dogs of like in the real prop space, right? Real prop firms. They're like talking about playbooking and stuff. Some of it was dry and boring videos, but I'm like, these are how professional traders work. And so that was like embedded in my brain from the beginning of like, okay, well, if I want to get good at this skill, like this is the work required that it takes to learn it. And so for me, it was like a no question. But yeah, that's why I've made my coaching business and stuff, because I'm like, wow, so many people don't do this shit at all. Zero. Okay, well, no wonder why you're not profitable. No wonder why you've been trading for 7 years and like can't take payouts. Like, it's because you don't do any real work. You're just coming in every day going, okay, this might work. I'm gonna try this. No,
Yep.
we're fine. So
Such a good answer. To the next one.
Yeah.
What is the best piece of advice you could give a new trader or people that are struggling in the space?
it's gonna take a lot longer than you want it to. And once you kind of just accept that and swallow that pill and just stop focusing on like, when is it my turn? When am I gonna make it? And truly just focus on the process of like trying to get better. There's nothing magic I can say of do this, specifically. I just gave you a lot of sauce with all that, the journaling stuff I showed you guys. Like that is a lot of sauce. So that stuff will help you, but nothing's obviously magic. But you got to stop focusing on like, when is it going to be my turn? Right? Like, because that just doesn't serve you a purpose. Like, it's like once I really started just being like, okay, like, where are my good trades? Where are my good setups? Like, how do I get better at this skill? How do I emotionally regulate myself more? Like, right? It's like just focusing on that process day to day. All of a sudden, like literally it's how I always actually kind of envisioned it a while ago. I was like, dude, it's gonna be like, I'm gonna get profitable, and I don't think it's gonna be this crazy thing right away. But then all of a sudden I'm gonna blink and I'm gonna have a year where I'm like, oh shit, I just made like 300 grand or something like that. Right. And like that's kind of how it happened for me, where it was like 2.5, 3 years in, finally got profitable. And again, like it's such a buzzword, profitable. Like, dude, I was making 2 to 3 grand a month trading. It doesn't mean I was fucking balling, but like I was able to pay my bills. I was technically profitable. And then it took a whole nother year to like, kind of really learn futures and level up a little bit more. I was making like, 5 to 6K a month, like whatever. And then literally last year where I made $500,000 last year. And I was like, oh my God, okay. Like there it is, right? But like literally before that, it was like head above water. The year before last year, like I made like 130K for the year, which like it's still like it's an achievable thing because it's through trading, which is cool. It's a cool experience and like a cool milestone. But all of a sudden you blink because the skill is compounding and you're getting better, and like that's how it is. It's not like a job where you're like, okay, I got a little salary bump, cool, I'm making an extra 10%. It's like, oh shit, okay, like that's some real money. And this month, like about to be like a record month for me again, like trading wise, business wise, like this will be my second six figure month of my life. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm like, and I just focused on grinding the whole month. I didn't focus on the outcome. And then all of a sudden, byproduct wise, like literally I'm like, I've been looking at the G80 here and there, but it was kind of just like whatever. And then I just started going, yo, you could fucking get this. Let's do it. Let's
like,
take
oh shit,
action.
I'm actually like super profitable. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, like literally that's how it
on the
was. I was
process.
always living in this like, dude, I'm driving around my Honda HRV Sport, but I'm like, wait a second, I made $500,000 last year. And then like I'm like, I could get a new car. I'm like, do I need a new car? Like, right? That's kind of like part of it. The big thing that pulled the trigger, I know I'm kind of like side tangenting now, but like the big thing that helped me pull the trigger on the car was like, I'm like, dude, I feel like me driving this car now is just going to put me in this elevated headspace where I'm like, okay, this is like the leveled up entrepreneur version of myself where I want to keep reaching new heights. Right. And so that was kind of the bigger driver behind this of like, I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks about it, honestly. Like, and it's amazing how many people have their opinions on cars. Like, it's actually hilarious how many people, you should have got an Audi. You should have gotten this.
Yep.
I'm just like, I don't care what any of you think. I did this car thing for me, honestly. Like, it was my dream car when I was 17. I'm not even a big car guy, too. Like, literally had this kid pull up next to me yesterday. He's like, dude, the thing's sick. Like, are you gonna mod it? What are you gonna do to it? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll maybe throw like a front lip on it. I'll tint it. Like, nothing crazy. But again, like for me, the decision was like, okay, I'm gonna be in this altered headspace of like, I'm stepping up my shit. But I did it responsibly, right? Where I'm like, oh, I also bought my parents a car and I knew like I was in a spot to do that. But again, this is all just the byproduct. I was never fixated on like, all right, Tanner, if you finally hit this number and work hard enough, you can buy that M3. It was just like I've been working and grinding and not thinking about any of that stuff process wise. And then all of a sudden I blinked and I was like, wait, I could do this. okay, let's take action. Just like everything, let's take action. Let's go do it. And it's boom, like that. So
You just had your head down. You had your head
Exactly.
down,
Keep
and
the
then
head
you
down,
looked up.
dude.
You were like, "Oh shit, I'm here."
exactly. Focus on the
You know
skill.
what it is too? Yeah, it's focusing on the skill, but not only that, you didn't have short-term projection like for that instant gratification. You were always looking for that longer-term projections. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, I need this payout within the minimum days. It's like, man, whenever it comes, it comes. I'm just going to keep doing my thing.
Yep.
And eventually everything just lines up. The stars are there and you're like, man, look how far I've come.
Yeah, exactly. You can't get, again, it's just focusing on the process of it, because it's like,
Yeah.
you just keep the head down, keep working. And like I said, you blink and all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, like it's
Mhm.
happening, right?
So pivoting off of that, what would you tell your past self on day one if you could?
God, don't fucking do this. It's too hard.
Stop now while you can.
No,
it's
I would
so funny.
say,
There's truth in
honestly,
that.
bro, it's crazy. Like, actually, shout out my bro. I have a younger brother, and like, obviously, like younger brothers always kind of look up to older brothers, but like, he's told me, he's like, dude, he's like, I've always like known you would like make it, because like, he's like, just your mindset with it. Because I also had this crazy mindset where I was just like, dude, I quit my corporate job fucking 6 months into trading to trade full time. Like that, it was stupid looking back at it and ballsy, but like I still created a plan behind it. Like, I left my corporate job and I went back to working at a restaurant at night, so I could create that schedule of like trading during the day and then working at night. And like, so I remember so many people giving me shit for that. Dude, you're gonna go back to bartending? Like, what the fuck? Like, and I'm like, yeah, because I just have this crazy belief in myself where I'm like, worst comes to worst, like I fucking tried, bro. Like, but I was like, but that's
Exactly.
not gonna happen. Like, I was like, I'm gonna make it happen. I remember like in the beginning going like, there's people that are so stupid out there that are great traders. Like literally just not smart, but they got really good at this skill. It's just, and like, that's also, I just kept reminding myself, I'm like, Tanner, it's just a skill. It's literally like anything. It's just a skill. But I'd say that just the biggest catalyst or like, asterisk on it is like, it's a very difficult skill and it takes a lot longer to get good at than you want it to, or most people can sustain or handle mentally. Like, dude, I'm always like, I'm not afraid to say it. I've had multiple days in my learning curve where I was literally fucking like crying, like broken, being like, I'm fucked. I'm 40K in credit card debt. What the fuck am I gonna do? Like, but I was like, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. That was part of the thing I literally sent my parents. Like, I literally remember, dude, like being like fucking 28 years old, like going to my parents' house for dinner one night and just like literally like fucking just crying, dude, and just being like, I can't do it. And like my parents, they didn't have money or anything, obviously, like in that sense, but they were just like, they didn't once tell me to quit. They were just like, you've figured out how to get out of situations like this before. You've proven that you know how to take good trades. Like what if you just started working? And like they were trying to give little solutions of like, what about discipline for this, or just try 2 trades a day? Like they were like on my team, bro, and they never like told me to quit. And so like that really helped too, just having like a supportive family and stuff. But yeah, back to the original question of like, what would I tell myself when I first started? Is I would tell myself, yo, expect for a long fucking journey. It's gonna take longer than you want, but like it's gonna happen as long as you keep putting in the work. It will. It's just like
Right.
you can't. It's I'm gonna say it's in God's time. Like honestly, it's like it's
Yeah.
like the amount of work you're willing to put in God's time of when it's gonna happen. Because that was like the biggest thing for me. Where it's crazy. Like before last year, where I had my really really big breakout year. I was in this relationship with this girl where like I literally thought I was gonna marry her, and like it was this girl I used to be like kind of infatuated with and stuff, and it just didn't work out, and like that like crushed me. It was like my only like really big heartbreak I've ever had. It like fucked me up. But looking back on it now, it was the best thing in the entire world for me, bro, because it literally forced me to like rock bottom mentally. I grinded out of it, and like it propelled me. And everything in my life is so much better now, between obviously business and even relationship now. Like my girlfriend right now, like I love the girl to death. Like I'm probably gonna marry the chick. Like it's everything got better, but it was because you're able to endure like those really hard rock bottom times. And I'd like, that's the thing, is a lot of people just like, when it comes, it's overwhelming and it sucks, but you gotta just be like, yo, like I'll figure out a way. If you're religious at all, just be like, yo, I trust you, God. Like I trust like this is part of the process of growing. And that's really just what I did, and it helped me a lot.
I don't think there could have been a better answer than that.
That was
Sorry,
great.
To be
TNT,
honest.
but-
Also,
Literally.
shout out Tanner's mom getting trading advice from your mom. That's badass.
right? It's like,
Trade
what do you
today,
think
like
you
that's
trade today?
badass.
It's like, what if you call me after your second trade? Like literally, they were on my side, bro.
That's
It was
I
sick.
love that.
Yeah.
Man, that's so different from when I started out. And
Yeah.
my mom just, so I had just finished my undergrad in finance, and I was going to go for my master's and my CFA. And so I'm like, yo, I want to work for an investment bank. I'm going to work for like a hedge fund, something along those lines, portfolio manager if I really could. And I'm like, no matter what, I know I'll be successful in terms of like society, but I'm like, it's not enough for me. That's not fulfilling enough. So I got into trading well in high school. And it was actually an MLM for Forex, but I only cared about the trading. Funny enough, made a little bit of money there, lost a little bit, but I made more than I lost. And I'm like, you know what? I'm actually going to put the brakes on this because I'm going to go to school for finance. And if it's a path I cross again, then that's going to be sick. Ended up crossing that path again because someone in front of me was trading futures, funny enough, and making 20 bands per lecture. So within a 3-hour lecture, this guy would just pull out 20K and it would be in his brokerage. So he wasn't utilizing props like we are nowadays. And this was like 6-7 years ago. So I'm like, fuck, if this guy can do it, I know I can fucking do it because I'm better than everyone. And I was like narcissistic, egotistical, but like not like boastful, but like mentally, I'm like, I know I could do whatever anyone else could do. And that's just always been my mindset. And my mom has always been successful. So I'm like, I know I'm going to be successful. If my mom could do it, I could do it. And as soon as I started, my mom shit on me. She's like, you're going to give up minimum base. You know, you're going to get 6 figures. You're going to give that up to what? Click a few buttons each day and lose money? And like she was using like her full Filipino accent on me, like you're fucking stupid. Like the Asian truly came out of her, and I thought my ass was getting beat that day. And literally within like 2 weeks, because mine was it was exponential, my growth. I'm grateful for that. But she came into the room, saw like 15K on the screen, and she ran downstairs, called all her aunts, and was like, or my aunts, and she was just like, holy shit, Ace is going to be rich. Like, I feel it. Ace is going to be rich.
love that.
And
I
literally
love
from there, it was just so sick. And now she's supportive, but man, it took.
And now she's like, I told you from the beginning I knew you could do
Yeah,
it.
she was. No, you know what's funny? She accredits it to herself. She is like, you know, your mom was a businesswoman, right? That's all because of me. I'm like, bro, what?
Oh
What
my
are you
God,
saying right
classic,
now?
Classic.
I'm like, you told me to quit this shit ASAP.
That's amazing. Yeah, dude, the support is
Just-
huge. I mean, it's huge. It's like like I always say that too. Like even with my girl, you know, she's like what's really important to you, like in a relationship, right? Because like I'm like, I just need to be supported, and that doesn't mean financially at all. It means like literally like mentally to be like, and you know, because trading's just fucking hard. Like she has to deal with. I don't know how it is with your girl and stuff. Like emotions wise, like but sometimes I'm a head case. Like there's times where like she's like, hey, like how you doing? And I'm like, shit day, like I'll talk to you later. Like, you know, and then like she's like, okay. And, or like I've gotten better at being like, hey, like I've had a really rough morning, like I'm gonna go lift and decompress, like I'll text you in a bit. So it's like I got better at the communication, but I always tell her just like support means anything like the most to me, right? So it's like I remember like even when when last year I saw $100,000 in my bank account for the first time, she made me this like cake and it said 100K on it. And I'm like,
Oh, that's so sweet.
yeah, I'm like, dude, that's like what I need. That's it. Like, you know, it's like any ladies out
We're
there
simple
watching,
creatures.
yeah, mainly probably men in the chat, but like ladies, if there are any, take notes. Like that's all that matters.
Literally.
You know?
And I feel like me and you are similar. I feel like I know that I prefer traditional households. So like the men works, she supports, right? So whether if it's cooking, cleaning, literally just being there for you. Right, exactly. Being a nurturing person. And Jill will always ask me, that's my fiance. She'll always ask me, she's like, what's your number one favorite thing about me? And that's always my answer. It's like, I noticed how nurturing you were. But not only that, with every single one of my relationships, that ego and narcissism came out of me where I always thought I was better. There was no piece of information you could give me unless you backed it up with proof. Otherwise, I know I'm right. Where I now know to put that in the corner, it's like, okay, let's work through this together. Again, with that communication. So I now became a better person because of her. And I don't think I could say that with any of my other relationships.
Well, it with the communication too. It's like a woman that nurtures, it allows you to be more of like a masculine man. And this is like
Mhm.
honestly, I studied a lot of this shit like the past couple of years of like it's actually something a lot of men don't know about, where the concept of like what makes a true masculine man, right? And like in movies and stuff, it's all the classic, oh well, he's really strong, and then he's like he-man and this and that. I read this one book. I'm gonna give sauce. I know this is completely not trading related, but it's like relationship related, but it's good sauce, dude. I read this one book, and this is the best book I've ever read on relationship. I've recommended it to so many of my friends, and it's like literally fixed all their relationships. The book's called The Masculine in the Relationship. And literally the
Production,
whole
drop
book,
that in chat.
there you go.
Could you repeat that again, Tanner, for him?
The Masculine in the Relationship. So it has 3 main points, and all it talks about is like, basically to have like a kind of a traditional relationship like that, where like the man leads and the woman nurtures and stuff like that. And you want to create just good dynamic of like a good, healthy relationship. A masculine man does 3 things. He responds, he doesn't react, meaning like, in any situation. And that's the thing too. Like women are always just naturally going to like be emotionally driven and psycho and crazy in their face. And like he says, like, if you can literally weather the storm of like your woman being insane in front of you and like all emotional, during a period or whatever it is, it's like, and you can just respond and like, be calm. It's like crazy essence of masculinity right there, where she's like, oh wow, okay, that made me feel good, right? The second thing is provide structure. So one of the greatest examples is the classic like too many guys do this where they ping pong back and forth, where they go, what do you want to eat for dinner? I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. What do you want? And then literally like providing structure just means like, what do you want for dinner? They go, I don't know. Okay, you want Mexican or Italian? Oh, Mexican food. Perfect. We're going to go to the spot. Boom. Structure, right? It's just like making them not really have to make that many choices, because it allows them to be more like feminine and like in their flower and calm and stuff like that, whatever. The last thing, pretty standard, create safety. And safety is like any financial, it could be with your physical safety, it's like literally those 3 things. If like I think about those scenarios all the time with my girl now, where it's like any type of scenario, and I swear it's like a cheat code, bro. Like it literally makes
I love that.
It makes for such good relationships. Like literally you have such a good relationship if you like just pause and think about those 3 things. And I swear it's all from that book, bro. Like I literally like any life scenario I deal with my girl, all of a sudden I come into one of those and I'm like, all right, let's respond right now. What's like the smart thing to do in this situation? And it's the secret sauce, dude. I know none of that was trading related, but hopefully that helps some of the chat out there, because that shit's been
There's no
really good
secret
for me.
sauce in trading, but in the relationship there is some.
Yeah, there's a lot, dude. There's a lot of, it's complex. So
Ooh.
That was great. How did we get to that? I forgot what
I
happened.
have no idea. That was this is why I love this though. 'Cause,
We're
like,
just talking about our girls.
what
I
is-
just
what is
love
so, like this is
kicking
over
the shit.
homies, dude. So like it's just
Yeah.
like sick. I love it.
Just to wrap it up, just so
Yeah,
that
wrap it up.
we're all good for today's morning session, and we don't have to hold you back. But 2 things. It might be a little 2-parter, but just continuing off of everything that we spoke about. What does making it in trading mean for you now that you have seen success? And what do you believe is next for you?
Good
Pivoting off
question.
of that as well, what was your why? Because everyone has their why. What is your main pusher right from the get-go? What was that initial mover for you?
I'll start with the what's my why first, because that's easy for me. It was always freedom and flexibility of schedule. That was always it, bro. I fucking hated sitting in the office. I hated being controlled by other people. I wanted to go to the gym at 10:30 a.m. on a Tuesday because I felt like it. Like literally, like honestly, I'd start the gym was the biggest driver behind that. It's like I had my first corporate job actually was at Weed Maps. So literally, literally, Weed Maps was I swear to God, like that was my first corporate job. I worked at Weed Maps corporate in Irvine, and it was crazy because it's like fresh out of college. There's literally like a smoking room in there. We'd all be like just getting stoned all day. But that's how they got you. Is like, oh, cool. If everyone stays all high, they can work 12-hour days and not complain about it, because a lot of these guys are just stoners and all they want to do is smoke all day anyways. So perfect. But I was like, no, like I like smoking pot, but like I'm not like, I'm not. I don't want to just. I want to do other shit. And so they like put me on this crazy strict schedule. I had to work like 8 to 6, and like I couldn't I just hated it. And I was like, dude, I like I want to go to the gym like in the middle of the day because I feel like it, right? So for me, it was always freedom and flexibility of schedule. That's always been my why. Like always been my why. And obviously, the deeper you get into trading, like I always knew it's a high income skill. So it's just a skill. The more I get better at the skill, the more money I'm gonna make. Like it's just like facts, right? With where I'm at now in terms of like progressing and where I like want to keep going, it's actually a really good question because I've thought about this a lot for like my New Year's like reflections and like resolutions and stuff like that. I personally believe the amount of stress it would take to make 8 figures a year from just trading. I'm talking 1 year, right? I think that would be like too exhausting mentally. I literally like don't think I would like enjoy. I think it would just be way too overwhelming. And I'm talking literally like you make $10 million in 1 year from just trading, right? I think cumulatively I'll do that for sure, like over time. But I'm like, all right, well, how do I make 7 figures a year as a trader consistently, make 1 million to whatever, 2 million, however, whichever that potentially grows. How do I do that? And then ultimately I'm like, how's my personal brand going to help supplement the rest of that? So it's like, now I really think from like the entrepreneur point of view and perspective. And like, that's why I love, like what you guys built with Prophub and stuff like that and communities and stuff is like, we all have entrepreneur within us as traders, whether someone realizes it or not. Like what we're doing is an entrepreneurial based skill and endeavor. And so if you learn how to play that game, you can make really good money doing that as well. So I've like really like with social media and stuff too, I'm like, me making $10 million a year is going to come from multiple sources of income. But I think me scaling my personal brand is going to help honestly more than just trading. And the amount of stress, again, I think it's going to be less stress building my personal brand and enjoyable versus pushing with insane risk as a trader to make that type of money. So that's kind of like my outlook of where I want to go with things.
Absolutely love that.
That's awesome.
John, you have any last questions? I know I took over and stole the interview process with
No, that was great.
Tanner.
Those were great questions. I actually did have one from a long time ago that you just reminded me of.
Yes.
How did you get into the gym? Just like very simply.
I was 6'3", 135 pounds.
Wow.
And
bones, brother.
That's crazy.
I 6'3", 135 pounds. And my best friend is like at that time he's 5'6" and he's still 5'6", but like at that time I remember we were we were like 16 or 17 and we like both stepped like at his house and like both stepped on the scale randomly like one day and he weighed more than me and he was like, dude, he's like, I think you start hitting the gym, like put on some muscle. He's like, chicks will like it too. I was like, yeah, you're right. And then literally signed up for a gym pass. And like, since then, I just never stopped, bro. Like once I started lifting, I've trained. This is my for sure flex that I'll happily flex. I have never taken more than 2 weeks off consistently in one stretch of lifting in 15 years. Because it's just like, I'm just committed to the consistency and just part of what I do day to day. It's like when you ingrain it so much in your life of like, it's never a question of like, am I going to lift today? It's like, no, what time am I fucking going? Like, that's it. Like, it's like never, ever, ever, like I'll never not lift unless like I'm really sick or something. Right. It's like, it's just part of what I do. So for me, that's kind of what got me into it. And then I kind of just like got addicted to the feeling of like, putting on some muscle and like, getting stronger and stuff. And then the whole powerlifting thing, like in college, basically I wanted to compete in something. I wanted to compete in bodybuilding, but I went to UC Santa Barbara, which is like a huge party school. And I was like, oh, but I don't want to diet and all that type of stuff. I still want to like drink tequila on the weekend with my friends and get fucked up. And then I found the powerlifting club. They're like, well, you can just compete in these 3 lifts. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So like, that's how I fell in love with powerlifting initially and like why I still do it to this day.
That's
love
really cool.
that.
Yeah.
Just so I could give a little something to pivot off of that. I was not 6'3". I wish I was fucking 6'3", but just shy of 5'11", and literally you can see the caption, 130 pounds myself.
Oh my gosh.
Literally,
yep.
Yeah, I was bones. Like you could wrap your whole hand or like around my waist and everything, and everyone's just like, bro, you are tiny. And my brother was going to the gym and he was my size and he freaking put on like 40 pounds within the first year. I was like, yo, what's going on? Literally, the only thing I could afford was like ramen noodles and McDonald's. I dirty bulked like no tomorrow. And within 1 year, I gained 50 pounds. And then I'm
Oh,
like, whoa,
shit.
okay, I'm a little too fluffy right now. I started
Yeah.
my cut. I got to I did an aggressive, just a 3-week taper of my calories and all of that. And next thing you know, I was like, holy shit, there's progress here. And same thing for me. I'm like, I hated that dieting. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me powerlift, especially since I was going into college at the time. And luckily, I mean, I wish I could have maybe gone on the sauce at that time, because at my peak, very similar numbers to you, actually. I was running a 600 deadlift, 365 bench. My squat was always ass. I still to this day have only touched a 500 once.
Okay, still good numbers, dude. I mean, it's still
They're decent.
of course, it's always comparison game. It just depends who you're talking
Yeah.
to. Anyway.
And you know what sucks? My gym was filled with all of the IPF Canadians.
Really?
So the people who were actually going to Worlds were at my gym. So I was comparing myself to them. Like I told you, I love to play the comparison game, and I just thought I was always shit because I could not get to their caliber.
Matt Vina, you know Matt Vina?
Matt Vina.
Dude,
Not that I can recall.
He has like an 800-pound squat, bro. He's crazy.
That's
Anyway,
ridiculous.
He's I don't know too many Canadian powerlifters, but he's a big one that I follow, and his shit's really good. But yeah, crazy similar story, dude. So did you compete at CPU?
I did do, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's sick. I love that. That's awesome.
CPU.
Wow.
I never did nationals though. I qualified for nationals, but again, because I was comparing myself to the other folks, I was like, man, why spend
hard,
2-3K? Yeah. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. And it's fun when you go to a local meet and you're going to secure second or first.
Smoke it. Yeah. I competed in nationals in 2021, tested, and it was, God, I think I got God, I actually didn't do too bad. I think in my weight class, I got 6th out of maybe 30 people, which was actually not too bad. But again,
I actually looked up all your numbers for every single one of your meets because they have it now. I don't know if they have the full form. Yeah. But they never used to have it when I first started. So my first 5 meets are not on there.
Oh, what? But
yeah, I thought they would backdate it, but they're not there.
They backdated all my data from 2016.
No.
When did you first compete?
And then when did I first? It was 2010, 2012.
Oh, okay. Yeah, way before me. Okay, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
How old are you, if you don't mind, man?
I'm 32.
You're the same age, you know? Oh,
32.
You're older than me. Shit.
Yeah.
I started young. I was
How old are you? I don't even know. I'm the young dude.
I'm 30.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, we're just here kicking it, and that is
Yeah,
stream.
it was good to actually.
It was
meet you
an
properly
absolute
here.
pleasure, brother.
And also, anytime you want to come on, you're more than welcome. Literally, you don't even have to let us know. You can just drop in. I'm also excited for the trip. That's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
Dude.
Super excited for that.
We're gonna have a good time.
We hope that you guys appreciated having Tanner here. He dropped absolute sauce today, guys, for you guys. We hit 1,500 on my account, we're literally extending to levels. And like I said, my bias for the day was short. Try to fake us out with that opening print going down and then reclaiming it, taking a new high, but still sticking with my short bias and stealing all of those gains possible. Other than that, make sure to follow Tanner on every single social, guys. The Strong Trader. Tanner, do you have anything to say to the people while we wrap up?
No, that's it. That was a great stream. It was fun. I love streams where I just feel like we're just shooting the shit, dude. And then obviously,
that's my favorite.
It's almost like a giant long pod where it's just any sauce that just naturally comes up. It's like hopefully it can help you guys and stuff like that. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you, and until next time, brother. Later.
All
Peace,
right.
guys.
Later,
everybody.
Peace, guys.
Later.